Yes, everybody, and welcome to High on Homegrown, the cannabis podcast from Percy'sGrowroom.com. I am Mackie from the UK, and joining us this week, we have Dr. Margaret.
Hello, everyone. Margaret coming at you from Central Ontario, Canada, where it's actually kind of mild today.
What's
which
mild?
is nice. Like, I don't know, 2 degrees Celsius.
Ugh, that's not mild. What the fuck is it?
It sure is. It sure
Oh
is.
my
It's
goodness.
pretty
Oh
great.
my
I mean, it feels
gosh.
kind of damp. It's not that great out, but I'll take it. The snow's
Man,
melting, so that's
We've
what,
had some beautiful weather in the UK over the last few days.
Oh, fuck off.
It was 18 degrees C yesterday.
What?
18!
Uh,
Oh man, I haven't worn my
that's
coat for
shorts
2
weather.
days. Oh man, it's been so nice. It's like not wearing my coat and it's still a little bit cold. Oh, I'd like it to be a bit warmer, but still, just like loving it.
Yeah,
Getting some
I
vitamin
guess that
D.
is pretty mild.
Yeah.
That's like spring weather.
Yep.
I'm waiting for that.
I put my cactus outside as well. Got 2 cactus, a San Pedro Peruvian torch. Been inside the house since
Ooh,
fucking
you're growing a little
October
San
time.
Pedro.
Yeah. Well, it's not
Oh.
little anymore. It's grown up nice. I've had them for like 2 years.
What,
Beautiful.
are you
they
gonna use it?
Maybe one day. Maybe. I don't know. It's there if I want to. You know.
I've heard it's quite a pain in the butt to make that stuff.
No, you only boil it for like 4 hours, but yeah, you take a chunk out of it and boil it, and you can make mescaline just like that.
Yeah, but
not
it
a
turns
difficult
into quite a thick, sludgy stuff from what I understand, and it does not taste very good.
Oh well, sometimes you just gotta have some nasty shit to get mashed up.
That's
It's
probably
the
why
way
you
it
throw
goes.
up after you take it.
Ugh. That's it. You know, I'm not really in a rush to try it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway,
It's
we
kind of
also
cool
got
though. You have
Slee.
options.
That's it. It's there if I want to.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll just one day just go and take a bite out of it, see what happens. You know what I'm saying? But what do you say, Smee? You good?
Yeah, we're good all here in up the north. Yeah, we're good. Again, we've had similar temperatures as you, Mackie, 18s to 20s, which is crazy for
Nice.
this time of year.
Yeah, it
But,
is. It is. Yes, global warming. Come on.
Hell yeah. But there's still
Increase that carbon footprint, everybody. Go.
Yeah, but there's still that little chill in the air. There's still that little chill in the air on the wind. But,
Yeah, that's
other
it.
than that,
It's still not quite there, but
Yeah.
man,
nearly
it just
there,
gives me hope. It gives me hope that summertime is coming and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. Fingers crossed.
fingers crossed.
But now we're going to go to Billy and he's going to say it's foggy. What's going on, Billy?
Yeah, it's been all right here, actually. It isn't foggy. It's just starting to get a bit overcast now. So as it gets dark and cold.
That's your fucking avatar, Billy. Jesus. That's like
that's the king.
Gandalf sitting
Yeah.
on a fucking throne smoking a blunt with Mariah Carey or something.
Yeah,
was like
sort of.
Carmen Electra.
He's been handed his medicine, like that's his nurse.
All right. All right.
Oh.
I see what you're doing there.
See, look,
Yeah, okay.
she's medicating him because he's too old to do it himself. You see, really.
He looks
Beautiful,
a happy
beautiful.
chappy.
Yeah. You should have let me know. I would have put that as a thumbnail. That would have got us more clicks, definitely.
Okay. the clock should say 4:20, but it's Grok isn't doing that well on the clock.
Fucking hell. What is it? Look at all them numbers. It's like 4:15:23.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What the fuck? Yeah, man. By the way, John isn't here today. He's busy. He's doing some family things. Hopefully, he'll be back next week. But we'll let you know, of course. But he did send a nice song for Margaret. Yeah. But I suppose that these guys, they don't know about the songs
No,
John
that's
sings
always
every
like
week, don't they?
a behind the scenes Zoom thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yes, good times, good times.
Yeah.
So we got the cannabis news and events to be covering. We got 5 stories, I think, this week, and then for the Grow Guides, we're just going to talk about some commonly asked cannabis growing questions, and of course, listener mail as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Hit the like button, subscribe, blah 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 blah. What we smoking on? What you got, Margaret? You got something nice this week?
Yeah, I got a little Northern Dream in the old dry herb vape. I always got
Delicious.
a little of that, but I also have gummies, so
Cool.
yes.
You gonna eat them all now?
Eat them all. No, I'm more like an A gummy kind of gal, not a handful of gummies like Smee over there.
Yes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
For handful of gummies for breakfast.
That's right. I think it's
Jesus.
Breakfast,
I
lunch,
think your
and
tolerance is a
dinner.
little higher than mine. Smee.
Oh man, at Chess Club, right? I know this guy is a consumer. I can tell by the way he smells. You know what I'm saying? And I spoke to him the other day on the phone. I was like, "My missus made these really strong brownies. You want one?" And he's like, "Oh fuck yeah, bring some into club next week." So I took him 2 of these brownies in. It's like, here you go, bro. Enjoy these, but don't have them now. Wait until you get home. And he claims to be a strong cannabis consumer. He consumes a lot. Then the next day, he's messaging me about how he's had to take the day off work and shit because he's so messed up from these fucking. And it just reminded me of you, Margaret. Remember that time? Remember you had to call in sick for work because you ate too many cookies. Where's she gone? Oh, she's gone quiet. I bet she's gone.
Too many edibles.
She's ran to get a drink or something. It's like, I hope they don't talk to
Shit.
me for a second. And then...
No, I was blowing my nose, and so I had to mute it so you didn't have to hear that. And I forgot to unmute
Professionalism
myself.
going on.
That's
Men
right.
Professionalism.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
I got caught. But
Surprised
yeah, I
I
do
heard me
remember
cough
that.
yet.
But yes, you do remember that
Oh,
one.
quick dead air.
Oh, yeah.
Quick dead air.
Yeah,
I was waiting for Margaret to say something because she was trying to say something.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I do remember.
Dr. Margaret.
I did it to myself.
Good times.
The cookies were just so good until they weren't.
Mm-mm-mm.
Once they started to kick in, I was just like, I've made a horrible
Yeah.
mistake.
You
We
don't
made a
realise
terrible
the bad
error.
decision until it was
Yes.
too late.
Yes,
They,
and I got very, very high.
Sweet.
So
Well, you got
Yeah,
this.
that's when you gulp instead of swallow. You're like,
What you got this week? Smee, what you got?
Yeah, again, a collection of gummies, chocolates, and for my edibles. And I've taken Billy's advice and I've put some hash in the mighty, and it is absolutely delicious.
Oh,
You're absolutely
nice.
right.
great,
And-
isn't it?
And
In
it
a little
hol-
capsule.
Yeah, put it in the capsule,
Yeah.
take a little
Yeah.
chunk off, and it holds together really nice. Doesn't mess
Yeah.
up your thing.
Yeah.
Very,
sweet.
and it's the hash I've done's got a really fruity tone at the end of it as well. Really, really
Ooh,
fruity, nice.
delicious.
Yes,
There you
yes.
go.
Shit.
Oh, thanks, Billy. And I've been given by the father-in-law an IPA drink called Monk something or other.
Monk's Shoulder.
Northern
Monk's
Monk, and it's a fruity tropical beer.
No, an
don't know.
IPA. Indian
Yeah,
Pale
so that-
Ale. Yeah.
Let's give it a go.
Do it, lady. Did you have something to drink, Margaret? Did you mention that? You got THC drink?
just water today.
Just water?
Boo.
Oh my gosh. She's
That
a
is
health
quite
freak
tasty.
now. What do I...
Yeah, all right. I gotta drink water.
Yeah, water's good. I do love a glass of water.
I guess if you're asking, am I drinking anything alcoholic? The answer is no, monsieur. I am not.
What does that mean?
It says no, mister.
No,
I'm
I'm
not.
just taking the piss. It's like some languages just translate over so easily.
Yeah.
What are you saying, Billy? What you got this week? You got some hash?
Yeah, I got a bit of hash. Just smoking that with the trim, just waiting for a plant to dry. I have a nice cherry Dr. Pepper though, so in a Coca-Cola glass if that's allowed. So,
Nice.
yeah,
Oh,
it's all good.
No confirmation there. I'm
that's right.
saying
Yeah.
here's a Coca-Cola glass.
Gonna
but
get
with
sued.
Dr. Pepper in it.
Dr. Pepper, baby, he's good and nice. Do.
Do-do-do.
Remember that
Coca-Cola
shit?
used to can Dr. Pepper though.
Yeah.
They used to can for them, so.
Hmm.
And there's some strange connection between them as well, like that with the cans.
Hmm.
I know there's a strange connection that they bought Fanta from Nazis, didn't they?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Because
Allegedly.
One of the
the-
only
the
one of
na-
the only things left.
Fanta
from
was made by the
Nazi
Nazis because they couldn't have Coca-Cola, obviously, because during the war it was America. So
Yeah, they
they
stopped
used the-
sending Coca-Cola to them, so the scientists
Done
put a load
Fanta,
of used
yeah.
That's
old
terrible.
fruits
That should have
together
been a war crime. That's
and
terrible.
made Fanta.
and they made Fanta. Yeah. So if you drink Fanta, you support the Nazis. Yeah.
Do-do-do.
Ukrainian
Well-
Nazis as well. Less said about
Hey,
that.
hey, what you call a blind German? A Nazi. Yeah, with that. Are we ready?
With that?
Yeah. Moving on
No
quickly.
flags today, then.
What?
Oh, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. Gosh. Gosh, calm down, everybody. It's just a
I
joke.
liked
Was you clicking your heels together as you said that?
it.
Jesus. Now we better move on before the flags show up. Anyway,
Yeah.
are we ready for the news? We good to go?
Yeah.
That's
Oh
about
yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Why didn't it move over? Click the button. Jesus. There we go. Professional as always.
Oh, hell.
So here we go. We're going to talk about some news from around the world. There's a few different ones which we're going to cover, but one of them it's I don't know. It's kind of a public service announcement as well as a news story. So I wanted to bring this one in, and there's a few things to rant about as well at the same time. It's a combination one. This one, right? So the title is "Bags of Suspected Cannabis Dumped in Bolton and Bury Canal." That's what it says there. Let me get the article up on the screen. There we go. So apparently somebody just threw a load of their crop into a fucking canal in Bolton. It's
Trim.
yeah, maybe trim, maybe soil. You know, just the leftovers from a grow, and I think it's a shocking thing to do. But anyway, we'll read through some of this. Bags of suspected cannabis farm waste has been fly tipped into a canal at Withens Bridge, raising concerns about potential harm to wildlife. Shut up. Potential harms to wildlife. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Well,
the plastic bags.
Yeah, and the
plastic bags
fertilizers
could harm
maybe,
the
but you know
wildlife. Yeah,
that
and
happens
the
from fly tipping
fertilizers
in
possibly.
general, not just when it's cannabis related. Oh gosh, the material was believed to have been dumped overnight in the Manchester, Bolton and Bury Canal near close to the Bolton border with Radcliffe. Several black bags were dumped into the water, and a wire fence was damaged, which is thought to have been the access point. And you can see on the screen there, that's the wire fence. And it looks like just loads of pots of cocoa, or I don't know, maybe it's soil. It's just thrown against the fence here. I don't know how many pots. Quite a bit. Quite a few. Eric Owen of Little Britain Anglers found the bags on March 17th and said the waste posed a risk to canal environment. He said the chemicals used to grow cannabis wouldn't be good for wildlife and invertebrates. It's extremely difficult to remove once it's in the water because it becomes very heavy when soaked. The dumped cannabis has since been taken out of the canal by anglers Tracy and Eric Owen and placed on the side of the banking where it can decompose naturally. But I thought it was dangerous. Don't you want to take it
Maybe
away?
just when it gets into the water.
Yeah, that's it. It's the fertilizers going into the water, but it's not just
Yeah.
cannabis grows. This is one of the problems with farming. All the nitrogen goes from, the big farms. Is the nitrogen gets washed into the rivers, and then the river develops more algae, which floats up onto the top of the water, stops light getting through to the bottom of the water, so the plants don't grow. So then no oxygen is created in the water, which kills the fish. You know, it's just everything has the impact on the next shit just because it's getting too much nitrogen. It can make a big impact, just something as small as that. It says, Tracy said there are still a few leaves and bits which should rot down. We're going back to rake the soil in a couple of days. I presume someone had got rid of it, but why the canal? Who knows? Well, I'll tell you why, because it's fucking illegal. You know what I mean? And there's no excuse for this fly tipping shit. You know, don't go out there and throw all your fucking crop away and make it somebody else's problem. That's not cool. Find a responsible way to dispose of your grow stuff, you know? But at the same time, if this was legalized properly, people would be able to go to their local tip and throw the shit away. It wouldn't have to be thrown away like this because it's not an excessive amount. It's a reasonable sized grow, but nothing that's like industrial level. They could have easily have just gone to the tip and thrown it away if it was legal as garden waste. So it's another effect of cannabis being illegal in this country is shit like this happens. It's ridiculous. You know, if they legalized and properly regulated, this wouldn't be going on. People would be exposing of their shit responsibly. But you can't do that, can you? How'd you get rid of big balls of soil? If you live in a flat or an apartment, you know, you don't have a garden, so you can't have a compost bin to try and get rid of all your shit. You have to find a way to dispose of it, and you can't take it to the tip because it's all cannabis. I mean, I used to. I was like, fuck it. I'll just take it to the tip. Not really going to know it's me. You know what I mean? There's only ever a few plants at a time, a few root balls and that. Just take it down to the tip. Obviously, you keep your big
When you say
leaves, your
tip, do you mean
compost stuff.
like local landfill or whatever?
Yeah.
What's
Like
the
where you go
tip?
to throw away stuff you don't need anymore.
Yeah,
Oh,
landfill basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
landfill. Yeah.
we just don't call it that here.
Like a refuge site. That's what they
The
call it
waste
sometimes.
disposal place.
Yeah.
Yeah, waste disposal. Yeah. Like certain place you just drive your car to when you got loads of stuff to throw away and you throw it all
Mhm.
away and then leave it, you know. We call that the tip here. And there's a section there specifically for gardening stuff. You know, so
Right.
like garden waste and things like that. In case you don't have a composter to break it all down, then you can.
But why are
take
these
it to
people
tip.
throwing it in the water? Can't they just throw it in a bush?
Well,
or
I suppose they thought, because if you leave it in the bush, it's gonna just sit there until it's decomposed, which could take months. But if you throw it in the river, then when the water's moving quickly because there's been a lot of rain, then this stuff's all gonna get washed away. Less chance that it's gonna get found by somebody and brought back to you. You know, so this is just one of these measures I think these guys would have been taking just to try and avoid being caught. It's not responsible. You shouldn't be doing it like this. You know, you should get rid of your cannabis in a responsible way. You know, the waste of it. But it's just not made easy for people, is it? This is one of the problems in the UK here, and it comes with illegality. It needs to be proper. It's another reason why this shit needs to be properly legalized and regulated. Just a couple of sentences here. The pair who regularly clean up alongside and in the waterways said they are frustrated as it's an ongoing issue in the waterways across the area. Similar incidents have been reported in the past, including the discovery of cannabis irrigation equipment in the canal. In 2021, bags which were left strewn across the weir close to Rock Hall in Moses Gate Country Park, full of cannabis byproduct .far. I don't know what that's obviously a typo there. So yeah, it's been going on for a while as well. It's not a new thing. It's just people keep throwing away their shit into the river. It's not cool, man. It's not cool. If you can't say if you're growing in cocoa, if you don't have a way you can dispose of the stuff safely, it shouldn't be thrown into the fucking river. You can compost cocoa, put it in a composter if you can. But yeah, if you can't do that, then you just grow a hydro or something, or go live in soil where you can just keep hold of the soil for ages. The hydro isn't a good option either, because you're going to pull that down the sink or down the drain, and it's got nutrients in it, so it also causes problems as well. You have to really find responsible ways to dispose of your cannabis waste, everybody. Maybe we should do an episode on that, how to dispose of shit
fly tipping
responsibly.
is shit though. They should be sort of like putting stocks or something for fly tipping.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion.
But
mind you, right, they're moaning about, oh, it's going to make the rivers dirty. It's like we've seen the amount of sewage in the fucking rivers. Like,
know what I mean?
Fuck off. Can't make our water dirty, but you shouldn't do it anyway for that just because.
Yeah.
And as Mackie said, if it wasn't illegal, it wouldn't be getting fly tipped, would it? We'd all be able to just go easily to the tip, and there'd be
or in your brown bin.
Or in your brown bin,
yeah.
And just there you go.
Well, you don't see people fly tipping their tomato plants roots, do you?
No. But I put some raised beds in the front garden, and I put my cocoa in there, and I'm just building raised beds as each crop comes.
Mm-hmm.
Just fill it up, and then once it's all full, I'll put some potatoes in the first one, and then off I go, and then I'll start filling up the next one.
Then some carrots, then some beetroot, maybe some wheat.
It's going to take years to fill them all up. But
little Minecraft garden over there.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't have to worry about where I'm going to be dumping my stuff, and if putting my stuff on other people. And eventually, it's going to turn into really good soil out there. And when it is legal, boom, I've got my super soil.
That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there is method to my madness, but not that much.
Yeah. That's right, man. Dispose of your shit properly. See, Margaret, I bet you don't have this issue at all. I bet you don't see people fly tipping cannabis stuff around the place.
No, that's not really an issue. I don't think. I've never seen it.
I wonder
never
what the
heard an
difference
article.
is. Hmm.
Could be a little thing called legalization, but
madness, man, madness. But yeah, I thought I'd just bring that one up, just so you guys know. Dispose of your shit responsibly. Don't be one of these dickheads. You know what I mean? It's not the way to do it, man. And of course, legalize and regulate so this shit don't happen as much. God damn. But right, let's take a look at one of these Margaret has. Is there a specific one you want to talk about first, Margaret?
Sure. Let's start with cannabis rescheduling faces fresh doubts in new federal report.
Dun, dun, dun.
And this is from the Green State, whatever that is, greenstate.com, March 17th, St. Patty's Day.
Wow, I've only just noticed that this is...
you got there, Mackie, with that dun dun dun. That was well good.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. But I just looked at it and it says, sorry, this content is not available in your region. Look at this, everybody.
Oh, really?
Look at this, 451 available for Unavailable for legal reasons. Living here in West
Oh.
Korea, we're
you
not allowed
live in
to
the
read
UK.
articles like this.
Oh.
Boo! See
Boo.
that?
I actually had
Jeez.
another article picked out, but it was behind a paywall, so I
Did
wasn't
you
gonna-
pay?
No.
Yeah, good.
That's why I went with this
Good.
one.
These cheeky
So-
fuckers, aren't they?
I know. Yes, it was cheeky. Anyway, since President Trump signed an executive order directing his administration to complete cannabis rescheduling, observers have questioned when or whether the change will occur. Months have passed with little visible action. Now, a Congressional Research Service, CRS, report offers some talking points. As first reported by Marijuana Moment, the CRS provided a revised briefing on cannabis policy titled The Federal Status of Marijuana and the Policy Gap with States. The report aligns or appears slightly less optimistic in tone than a previous iteration. According to the research, the discrepancies between state and federal law on cannabis could be addressed by Congress. Potential areas include marijuana's designation under the CSA Controlled Substances Act, financial services for cannabis businesses, federal tax policy, oversight of federal enforcement, and state implementation. If Congress takes no action, quote, the DOJ may move marijuana from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3, end quote. This marks a shift from the 2024 report, which said it was likely the DOJ would reclassify cannabis. This may call into question whether Trump's order will indeed be followed. The report also states that moving cannabis to Schedule 3 would not bring the state legal medical marijuana industry into compliance with the CSA. The last version of the memo referred only to recreational cannabis. Other more pessimistic language notes that concerns about the U.S. compliance with international treaty obligations in regard to marijuana control may remain. While compliance with international drug law has been cause for concern with regard to cannabis reform, other countries, including Canada and Germany, have legalized cannabis with no apparent consequences. The report is speculative and does not indicate how rescheduling will proceed. However, its tone shifts from momentum to caution, underscoring that meaningful reform may depend on Congress rather than administrative action alone. The end. Thoughts?
Well, why was that illegal then?
Why is
Yeah.
what illegal?
Because that article is we're not allowed to see it on the screen
Oh,
because it's
I don't
illegal
know.
in my country. What was really said there about we shouldn't be hearing about? What the fuck?
Well, I don't know if it was illegal per se, or just that they're just not allowing
For
you to view it in
legal
your country.
reasons. Ridiculous.
It's for our own
Isn't it?
safety,
Yeah.
remember, Mackie?
Yeah,
It's
true.
for our
Thank you
own
for that reminder
safety.
there, Smee. It is for our own safety. Thank you to whichever company censored this article here to keep us all safe. But yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You might have some strange thoughts whilst reading it. You never know.
Mhm,
Some
mhm.
anxiety or something.
Madness. I don't really know what to think about it. You know, it's cannabis is always facing rescheduling problems, right?
So are they saying
Yeah.
basically that, like they're talking about Congress and then the DOJ rescheduling is two different things?
Oh,
Two
really?
cheap things? Is
So
that what they're
basically,
saying?
they're saying they're just going to delay it even more because they're two separate people who haven't decided what they're going to do and when they're going to do it. So
Mm-mm-mm.
just basic normal Congress, by the sounds of it.
Just so
Like
many
they
hoops to
could,
jump through all the
they
time.
could
It's
address,
ridiculous.
they could address cannabis reform through Congress, or it could be done with this rescheduling through the DOJ. Is that what I'm understanding?
Or none of them could do it, and they could both drag it on for as long of it because they say no, you should do it, and the other one say no, but you should do it. Sort of questions.
Yeah.
John said,
reckon?
yes, it's different. Don, I assume that means Donald Trump. Don can do it, or Congress could do it and set it up. Right. Oh, DOJ can do it. Oh, thanks. So yeah,
So Congress or DOJ could do it.
yeah. So either one of them could do it, apparently.
Well, what's the holdup? Who's less
Yeah.
busy, DOJ or Congress?
I don't know. I don't think any of them are really busy. They just like to take their time with things, and
Yeah.
there's people putting money in to make sure it doesn't happen. You know, in my opinion, allegedly, you know how it is.
Well, they have to see how much money they have to earn out of it first, obviously, allegedly.
Yeah, yeah. The envelopes are still being discussed.
Yeah.
You know? Who's
Yeah,
gonna
I
give
don't know
the
if the
biggest one?
compliance with international drug law is really, I don't know if they'd really be worried about that.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they bother be about that? They just make up new laws.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She doesn't
That's
really
Madness,
give a shit
going
about
on.
international law.
So,
Depends on the size of the envelope.
so it's going to be even longer before it's legalized federally now? Is that essentially what they're saying?
They're saying it was sounding a little more optimistic before, and now they're saying, not so sure.
Wow. Well,
Not
wasn't
like
expecting
backpedaling,
that.
is there?
I was really, you know,
Mm.
that's the
When
way it
did they
always
first
goes.
talking about reclassifying it? I mean, they say here there's
Uh,
a 2024 report, which
Well, I
said
was
it was
thinking that would
likely
come
the
in
DOJ.
November time because there's rules changing in November, right? With the cannabis seed laws and things. So I was assuming that maybe the rules there with the rescheduling would change around the same time,
Yeah.
but maybe not. Maybe it's just completely two different issues, and it's going to be 18 months before we even hear anything about it. I don't know.
Lame.
Yeah, these guys are just never in a rush.
Not when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, it just seems as if just hope. Well, you know, you keep your hope, but just assume that nothing is going to happen ever, and then when it does eventually happen, yay! But you know, don't get your hopes up thinking about it's going to change anytime quickly, or even at
No.
all. Even though they've said, "Oh, we're going to reschedule it. It's going to be scheduled 3 soon." It's not done yet. You know what I mean? So they say whatever the fuck they like. It's not actually done until it's done with these folk. It could take 20 fucking years at this rate. Jesus,
That's brutal.
that's the way it
Time to get a
goes.
move on. Time to get a move on.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, look how much the UK is dragging their feet when it comes to medical marijuana. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so
Oh
what is
man,
it?
yeah.
Seven NHS prescriptions in
Well,
7 years, 8 years. It's fucking disgusting.
a nice little segue there, Smee, to your article with the concerns over medical cannabis misuse in the UK, specifically
Yeah,
Guernsey.
specifically Guernsey. It could lead to tighter regulations. This article says.
Already fear mongering. And I'm sure this
Yep.
isn't even the first time we've seen articles like this. I'm sure they've been going on about this shit for a while.
Probably.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, this is brought to us by the ITV News people. So again, pinch of salt.
That's right.
So more than 3/4 of people who use cannabis in Guernsey have admitted to not it was not prescribed to them directly, according to a new
Oh
report.
my god.
Oh dear.
They're
While in,
criminals.
I know, right? While in 2025, report shows about 11.9% of those living in Guernsey and Alderney over the age of 16 have reportedly used cannabis in the 12-month period. 78.8% of those did not have it prescribed to them. It raises concerns that most people using cannabis are using it in a strong medicinal grade. Um, the state of Guernsey publishes its Combined Substance Use Strategy 2027 to 2032, setting out the Ballywick next 5-year plan to reduce the harms associated with alcohol, drugs, and nicotine products. With the increase in people using cannabis, health authorities are now warning islanders of the danger of the drug misuse and want to review the prescription process.
Damn.
Cannabis, yeah. So already they want to try and, regulate something that's already highly regulated. Cannabis is still a Class B drug, and taking it recreationally is still a criminal offence. People who are using someone else's medical cannabis also runs the same risk attached to a
Wow.
prescribed drug.
Fucking hell. Oh, I'm sorry, Smee, carry on. I'm not going to get
No,
involved yet.
mate.
I'm going to wait.
No, you feel free, mate, because this is bullshit.
It's just bullshit. It's just like it's not approved medically, so you can't use it because it's dangerous for you. Okay, I'm just going to use my mate's medical weed. No, you can't do that.
Yeah,
What
it's
the
only
fuck, man?
prescribed to him. He can only use it, so it's only safe for him. If you have it, it will magically turn you into a bat. You'll fly around the room,
And you get
and then
psychosis.
and then you'll find Smee and give me an ounce of that shit. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
well, it is
Madness,
strong
man.
medical cannabis,
Yeah.
after all.
this is
Mhm.
ridiculous. So yeah, people who are using someone else's medicinal cannabis also runs the same risks attached to any prescribed drug, which could put anyone taking it without medical supervision in danger of several side effects. Oh my
Oh,
word.
God.
Stakeholders of the 2025 report agreed that while the drug use among the Ballywick's young people was low, services felt they lacked understanding about why taking someone else's prescribed cannabis was illegal.
Let me help you understand.
Who are these
Right.
stakeholders? I would like to
That's
see
right.
a list of
Stakeholders for what?
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know, but that's it. Essentially, they just want you to go and get your own prescription, so you have to pay £50 for your consultation, and then you have to buy your cannabis from them,
Right.
the legal dealers.
And funny this, you should say that, Mackie, because I was looking at some news articles today and I was going to put one up about the cost of going through all the hoops to get your consultation and then get prescribed private medical cannabis and how much it costs you. And they literally
Madness.
broke it down, and there's about 30 steps in which you need to pay. It's
Wow.
unreal.
30
Unreal.
steps?
About 30 steps in which you need to pay. I'll
You
try
have to
and pull
pay at each one?
yeah. It's
30? That seems
small. Yeah, it's already
wow.
small increments in a lot of them. But like
Yeah.
your first consultation, something like 70, 80 quid or something like that. And then there's your emails cost and this back and forth emails, they cost according. So they've broke it all down to say that you probably pay one lump sum, but they've broke it all down to say what it's all for. And it's literally I'll pull it up and see if I can get it in on the smoke break, and we'll discuss it then. But yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It is.
Anyway, back to this.
And this stupidness as well, because we had the one last week where the guy got in trouble for consuming his legal medical cannabis, but he smoked it instead of putting it in a vaporizer. So then he suffered illegal consequences. He had to go through the fucking courts and all that shit because he smoked it instead of vaping it. And now you can go through the courts if you share your completely legally acquired cannabis with one of your friends. Like, take a couple of hits of this, Jeff. No, he's gonna get. They're gonna pile on him as if he's tweeted something badly, and he's going to get arrested because he took a couple of drags of completely legal cannabis. Madness, man. Madness. I know that's an exaggeration, but it's still completely possible.
Well,
Madness.
It is possible in the UK. It's not
Yeah.
Absolutely
exaggeration.
is. Absolutely.
Exaggeration would say they might beat you with sticks,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but then, yeah, that'd be the
Madness.
exaggeration.
What are we saying, Smee? What are you saying?
So this is a quote. It's the concern around the division of medical cannabis is using a medical product in an unsupervised way. Dr. Nicola Brink, Guernsey's director of public health, told ITV News.
What does that
The
even
norm-
mean?
I know.
How do they know it's unsupervised?
Yeah.
If
It
if-
was
if I
supervised
give
by
someone
somebody
the-
who's got
yeah,
a
it was.
prescription.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, who's already used it.
And
they're
what is the
advising them how to
criteria?
use it.
What is the criteria for this stuff? Is it height, weight? So someone the same weight and height as me, surely they can take the same prescribed medicine as me, right? Because they take the same amount of paracetamol as me. They take the same amount of antibiotics as me. They take the same amount of, if it's
That's
going
true,
on height
yeah.
and weight.
Yeah.
'Cause
Because
it
you
can't
can
go-
buy paracetamol, and they don't
Yeah.
supervise that. But if you take 11 of them, you're going to have problems the next day.
Princess Diana, she nearly died from taking paracetamol.
Yeah, all
Did
these
she?
people who die
Oh,
from
wow.
accidental overdose.
Absolutely.
Bruce Lee, one of
Wow.
those.
Bruce Lee, yeah.
Yeah. Fucking hell. And Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. You know,
Yeah. It was an overdose. He went from there.
R.I.P. You know, accidental overdose on completely legal drugs. Was that supervised? Well, yeah, it was.
By
'cause
his
his
doctor,
doctor
it
gave
was
it to him.
supervised.
It was
No,
supposed
but
to be, I
And this is
think,
what I'm
but-
saying. So even doctors supervising you can kill you with
Prince.
these. opioid
Prince is
shit.
another one.
Prince.
Gosh, man, yeah,
Yeah.
so many people die from accidental overdose. Amy Winehouse
Houston.
died from drinking too much fucking alcohol, completely legal. But don't you be using any of that prescription cannabis unsupervised now.
Are you saying they've been a little bit hypocritical there, Mackie?
Fuck. No,
Just
absolutely not.
maybe
Sorry,
just a tinge.
apologies.
I was gonna
They're
say,
absolutely. Thank you, government, for keeping us safe. We appreciate
Well done.
you and
Do I have
everything
to
you
say
do.
that as a non-UK
No, you're fine.
resident?
You're in
Okay.
Canada.
No,
you
you,
say
you-
what
you
like.
won't be
Canada.
swinging from a
You
tree
slag 'em off,
tomorrow
please,
or
mate.
in
Margaret.
handcuffs.
That's right.
Like,
Yeah,
carry
please
on.
do our job for us. You know,
Yes.
we're kind
Okay.
of tired here.
We rely on you,
Bullshit.
Freedom
Margaret.
of speech over there.
Because all
just
those
about.
examples you give too are only people that we know about because they were famous as well.
Oh,
so.
damn, Margaret. Damn. Took
Well,
it to
just-
dark mode for a second.
I'm
You know?
just
There'll be
saying.
millions. Yeah, there's that
Yeah.
article we read the other week about the opioid
Uh-huh.
deaths.
Yeah.
the unbelievable amount of deaths. 75% of deaths were opioid.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah.
Shush, stop
Oh,
talking,
wow.
quick.
Yeah, move on with the
sorry.
articles, Smee.
Yes.
More
Yeah,
articles.
move on.
Okay,
move
the
on.
normalisation of
I wanna-
cannabis.
I wanna stay alive.
So yeah, back to the article. This concerns me as well, though. It says the normalisation of cannabis use is significant concern. The strategy includes actions to strengthen regulation of prescribing clinics and to develop reporting mechanisms for concern regarding prescribing practices and illicit division. So basically, grass on your neighbour. You know, if you get some stuff off your mate who's been prescribed it medically, then they're basically telling you you've got to grass them up. Do you know what I mean? Reporting mechanisms for concern regarding prescribing practice. My word.
Wow.
Anyway, sorry, I'll carry on. The combined substance use strategy forms part of the 2025 Joint Strategic Needs Assessment, the JSNA, a comprehensive overview of substance use across the islands. It outlines strategies to deal with cannabis alongside other substances that can be harmful to islanders. Recommendations include a review of medical cannabis prescribing with a focus on regulation of prescribing clinics and the development of standardized reporting for inappropriate prescribing, which I'm sure they've already got in place. Anyway, the JSA also recommends creating an early warning drug system to identify new trends in drugs use across Bailiwick. It specifically highlights taking a proactive approach to the growing presence of the substance, such as CBD products, synthetic opioids, and high caffeine energy drinks.
I can't believe they lumped CBD products
I
in with
know, with
other
opioids,
synthetic opioids and energy drinks.
caffeine.
Madness, man.
That is
You
wild.
have no idea what they're talking about.
Foosball is the devil. JSNA stakeholders also suggest looking at better supporting islanders' basic needs, such as securing housing, can help reduce or stop an individual's substance abuse. Amy Sharp, a public health practitioner, told ITV News, "We had lots of concerns surrounding normalisation of use around young people and also the illicit division. A piece of work is going on with the chief pharmacist to look at the regulation of cannabis, and we are pleased that this data, as part of the joint strategic needs assessment, can help us inform this. So basically, they just talk bollocks.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had
In a
lots of
nutshell.
concerns surrounding normalisation of use amongst young people and also illicit division. What does that mean?
Diversion.
Oh, sorry, yeah, illicit diversion. But yeah, it's just terrible.
It's just more bullshit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, whoever is writing the laws, they have no idea what they're fucking talking about. I mean,
No,
like
they've
Michael
really got-
said, they're putting
well-
CBD, not even THC, but CBD products with fucking opioids and shit. It's like, what are you even talking about?
It really sounds to me, reading through this article, it really sounds to me and looks to me that it's got nothing to do with the fucking government or the laws or anything like that. It's all about the fucking JSNA stakeholders. They're the only ones that are mentioned in this having a problem with it. Oh, they're going to suggest looking at a better supporting as a basic need. No, you're not. You don't know your ass from your elbow when it comes to this stuff, and because you're a stakeholder in something, you think what you do.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's triggered me. I don't know if you'd tell, but
No,
come on.
you're lightly triggered this time, Smee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's because I haven't started eating my edibles yet.
It's because you had all them
waited-
mushrooms yesterday.
I
That's
waited
what it is.
until-
You're a lot more
well,
chill today.
There is that. Yeah. I waited until I'd read my story before I started consuming.
Ah.
I'm learning, Margaret. I'm learning.
Yeah. That's funny.
But yeah, it's just more propaganda, man. More propaganda. And it
Yeah.
just makes you realize that there's not going to be any legalization of cannabis properly in the UK anytime
Not
soon.
anytime soon. No way.
Mm-mm-mm.
Do you know what, Mackie? When I
Bullshit.
first started listening to this podcast, I used to hear you say this a lot. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And I always used to think, but it is going to happen, Mackie.
You just think
gotta
it's a
be-
sour cunt, innit?
Yeah, yeah. You've just got to be a bit positive. And I kind of did start thinking after you'd heard it so many times. I'm like, Mackie, for Christ's sake, man, have a bit of faith. But you're absolutely
I've
fucking
had faith
right.
for 20 fucking years. I've had
I
faith.
know. You're absolutely fucking right, mate. The more and more I read about it, the more and more I get involved in the cannabis news, and the more and more I completely fucking agree with you, Mackie. It ain't ever happening here, and
Well,
I'm gonna be dead before it's legal.
exactly. George Michael had faith, and look where he got him. eh?
Yeah. Jesus.
Mostly in toilets. But
I was gonna
Yeah,
say, yeah,
right.
catching some sort of disease.
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Sorry, I'm
That
eating
too.
gummies.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, at least it's gummies in your mouth, eh?
Yeah.
For a change.
Yeah, not soldiers.
That's what reminded me about George Michael.
What, that slurping sound? Jesus. Anyway.
Obviously.
All right, so let's we got another one here from West Korea, which is just more propaganda. And Smee's recently come onto the panel, everybody. He's a listener of the show, or at least used to be. And he would hear the news stories and, you know, the way the UK government goes on about cannabis sometimes, but now he's part of it. And he has to go out on the Sundays and look for news articles to bring. You start to see it, and you would see it as well. If you just did, like, every week, just check on the news articles. Sometimes there's a particular article that pops up and it's fucking everywhere. So you've got 10 different stories on each page of Google when you're looking for the stories, but 8 of those links will be the same story, and you got to pick in between those. And Smee is starting to recognize that because he does all the news research every week. He's starting to see, hold on, they spam us with all this different
Yep.
shit across all these different networks, man. They are eager to get this particular story out there. Why is that? Well,
Big time. Big time.
we'll let you make up your own conclusions to that one. But this story here has been fucking everywhere. And you know why? Let's read the title and you'll know why. Medical cannabis may not help your anxiety or depression, study suggests. There we go. Stick with the shit the Sackler family wants you to have. Stick with that. That's
Right.
doing a great fucking job.
It
Yeah,
sure
and you've
helped
only
a
got a
lot of people.
75% chance of
Mhm.
dying. Know what I'm saying?
Madness.
Sparked a whole epidemic.
Yeah, so of course, because they've might have found one twisted study that wasn't done correctly that is suggesting that possibly cannabis doesn't help with depression. It's everywhere now. This is the news story of the week when it comes to cannabis. Let's take a closer look at some of this, and we get some shock words in here as well. Brace yourselves, everybody. Medical cannabis may not be effective in treating some of the condition that is commonly prescribed for, a new study suggests. So why is it being prescribed for those things? Bullshit. The
Ridiculous.
study published in the Lancet Psychiatry Journal on Monday suggests that medical cannabis, including cannabidiol and tetrahydrocannabinol products, better known as CBD or THC, isn't effective for many mental health conditions. Specifically,
Bullshit.
bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Specifically, researchers said that after analyzing 54, huge number, 54 is, I can count to that in less than a minute. After analyzing 54 randomized control trials from around the world after the last 45 years, they found no evidence. Just had to brace myself, sorry. Just 54 randomized control trials after 45 years. Are you fucking serious, man? Oh my gosh. They found no evidence that medical cannabis is effective for treating bipolar disorder, ADHD, psychotic disorders, obsessive compulsive disorder, or anorexia nervosa. And then there's a headline here, you see it on the screen. Cannabis hypermesis syndrome is on the rise. What symptoms to watch out for? And then it carries on with the article again. Thanks to the Hill. Brilliant writing here. Dr. Jack Wilson of the University of Sydney's The Matilda Centre, the lead author of the study, told CNN that there was also no evidence that medical cannabis helps with anxiety, depression, or post-traumatic stress disorder. The 3 most common reasons is prescribed.
Is that the 3 most common reasons it's prescribed? Because I feel
maybe
like I should
maybe for
disagree.
maybe for mental disorders, maybe. But yeah, I mean,
I
it's
guess.
pain. Surely pain is the number one
Yeah.
reason why it's
Yeah.
prescribed, right?
I feel like there's a
Maybe.
lot of things.
Fuck
I don't
knows.
know, but citation needed.
Yeah, indeed. There's one of the biggest things we hear when people are using cannabis. You know, it's like people like veterans who have post-traumatic stress disorder, and they use cannabis because it stops them from having horrible fucking dreams and shit. There's loads of people who do that. So that for them to just say, "Oh, it doesn't work for this shit," there's no sign that it works. There's plenty of evidence. You're just ignoring that evidence because it doesn't suit your narrative. That's what's going on here.
Oh yeah.
Some bullshit, man. Some people may experience legitimate benefits, and that's great, Wilson explained to Reuters. But when we look at the evidence as a whole, we just don't see the evidence is quite there for the routine use of these medicines. Medical cannabis may, however, prove helpful with those with autism, insomnia, Tourette syndrome, or cannabis use disorder or dependency. Still, Wilson said in a press release that the overall quality of evidence for these conditions was low. And why is that? Because you're not able to. It's a Schedule 1 drug. It still hasn't gone down to Schedule 3. So it apparently doesn't have any medical use, and they're not even allowed to do studies with it. You know what I mean? So of course there's not going to be any good fucking evidence because you're not doing the studies because you're not allowed to and you don't want to.
Yep.
Jesus, man, it's ridiculous. I'll carry on a little bit here. It also may not work for people with other substance abuse disorders. And again, where's your evidence? Because I've seen the opposite. I've seen loads of people go from any other kind of substance abuse disorder, alcohol, heroin, fucking opioids, loads of different abuse disorders.
That's
and
where
they
the whole
have
California sober thing comes from.
Yeah. They have overcome these issues because they've used cannabis to help them get there. And this study says, these 54 people over 45 years, and this study says, oh, no, that's bullshit. No, it makes it worse. It does. You smoke a bit of weed, you're going to be on the fucking heroin again. Jesus Christ, man. It's ridiculous, man. The study found that those with cocaine use disorder, medical marijuana increased cocaine cravings. That's just, I don't see that being
Not the
true.
cocaine. Not the
No.
cocaine. Stopping
but-
taking cocaine.
but the thing
what's
is,
gonna
okay, right.
give you the cravings, right?
Everybody knows it's not weed that does that. If you've gone out with your friends and you smoked a couple of joints, you're not there like, oh, I'm a little bit high now. I think I'll try some cocaine. But if you're out with your friends and you've drank a couple of pints, you would be
Oh,
like,
hell yeah,
I
brother.
think I'll try a little bit of cocaine. So
Every
what is
time.
the, you know what I'm saying? I don't know
I
if you're being
do.
sarcastic, Margaret, but I'm not. You know?
No, I'm agreeing with you because
You know, it's-
honestly, I used to like cocaine
Yep.
quite a bit, and
I know, because it's
was the
delicious.
same.
same experience.
But that's it. You
Lowers
don't
the
want to
pint.
do it, but after a
No.
couple of fucking pints, you're far
'Cause
more
it
likely
lowers
to be
your-
like, "Fuck yeah!"
It lowers your inhibitions, and you're just
Yeah,
like, "This is a good
absolutely.
idea." But if you smoke
Exactly.
weed, you're
All the class A
probably-
drugs and all
Yeah.
the high drugs I've ever taken have been because I've been out around the town drinking, not because I'm round at a
Mhm.
friend's house smoking a joint. I go around to a friend's house to smoke a joint and have a chill session. The most we'd probably do is some mushrooms or some an acid trip. We would never think about doing coke. We'd never think about doing pills. Never think about doing MDMA or anything like that. But when you're out, like you said, when you're out having a beer, lowers your
man.
inhibitions. Yeah, I'll have a little
I'm out
snip
with
of
my
that,
friend
I'll have a
Tony.
pill of
We've
that,
had a
yeah.
couple of bottles there. It's like, you want to try some of this Peruvian flake Mackie? I'll be like, I don't know. I'm a little bit old for that, but yes. You know?
Let's do it.
yeah, it's like, it becomes like a fuck it moment. You fuck around and find
Exactly.
out.
But
Okay.
we just went on a random tangent there, but everybody understands the fucking point.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a case of people smoke a couple of joints and then they lose their inhibition. That's what alcohol does. So if you have that kind of issue, if that's your concern here, surely you should be addressing the alcohol before you start pointing towards the cannabis. Just saying.
Yep.
The evidence is better for other conditions, Wilson added. That includes reducing seizures associated with some forms of epilepsy, spasticity. That's you, Billy. Among those with multiple sclerosis.
Trying to say I'm a spaz or something.
I didn't say that. I didn't say
Yeah,
that.
you did. Yeah, you did.
And managing certain types
That's
of pain.
disgusting.
It's
I'm
terrible.
offended now.
Terrible language. Gosh.
I'm offended on your behalf, Billy.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Thank
brilliant.
You, sir.
I'm off to
Brilliant.
dye
Here
my
we
hair
go.
blue.
Let's
You
get yourself a
report him to
septum
human
piercing.
resources. Yeah.
Anyway.
Make sure that
Fucking
tampon's
where's
well
Karen
plugged,
when you need
and
her?
off we go.
Gosh, calm down. We're trying to get through the article here.
I've had my gummies now, mate. It's too late.
Oh shit.
It's all right. We're trolling like we're Tourette's guy at some Oscars or BAFTAs, wasn't it?
Oh goddamn. Jeez. Wilson said this finding should be treated with caution. The results of this study are similar to those of another published earlier this month. Coincidentally, in that study, researchers determined that there is insufficient evidence to support the use of cannabis for the treatment of mental health conditions and demonstrate substantial risks of adverse effects. Researchers said they found low certainty evidence that THC may not improve symptoms of PTSD and insufficient evidence regarding the long-term effects of THC use for anxiety, depression, and ADHD. There was some evidence, though, that CBD may reduce anxiety in patients with anxiety disorders. Outside their health benefits, yet another recent study analyzing cannabis laws throughout the US and found an association between medical legalization and the decline in property crime.
Well, that's interesting.
Ad hoc ergo propter hoc and all that. The same study suggests recreational cannabis legalization may reduce violent crime.
Very interesting.
How does that
Very
make sense
interesting.
with all of the psychosis it creates? Oh my goodness. Who would have thought? More than 36 states have already legalized some form of medical cannabis. Meanwhile, the US could see marijuana rescheduled this year. While that would not decriminalize it or make it legal for recreational use, the change would recognize the medical use of cannabis and acknowledge it has less potential for abuse than some of the nation's most dangerous drugs. I would fucking think so. Who wrote this? Oh my goodness, man.
I don't know, but the two comments below the article are basically
What we got?
like the first one says this article is shameful.
Oh, I don't even see comments. Where are the comments?
Oh, you can't? Oh, it's
no,
below the
I'm
article.
in West Korea. They won't let us see
Oh.
other people's opinions.
I could totally agree with the comments, because right away from the the third paragraph, when it says after analyzing 54 randomized control trials from around the world over the last 45 years. So you're telling me it's been used medically and all this lot for 45 years? Cannabis has been going around in this form, medical wise, for 45 years. You've been treating medical mental health issues with cannabis for 45 years. That's basically what they've said there.
They
That's a
haven't.
lie.
They haven't, have
That's
they?
a complete fucking lie.
And also, which 54 randomized controlled trials did they choose out of all the probably hundreds available?
The
Definitely,
ones that
they
point as
chose the
well.
ones that aren't taking cannabis, and guarantee you for that.
That's right.
because-
They say
Yeah.
54 randomized trials, but they've taken those 54 from 500 that were randomized, 500 random ones, and we picked 54 out of it that agree with our narrative.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
this
just
whole
can't
article
trust
is-
anything you hear anymore.
honestly.
Everything's just so much bullshit and fucking everything. The
Why don't they
narrative
talk
stays
to
spin.
actual patients? Maybe they should talk to patients.
Because they don't want to hear the good stories, do they?
This is it.
No, I suppose not.
We all know, Margaret. Like, I've seen it firsthand. You've seen it firsthand. We've all seen this firsthand. How, when you find the right way to give it to somebody, it can benefit them in so many ways. Cancer patients, people with pain, people with back, people with PTSD and mental health issues. You know, most of the PTSD and mental health issues is because it's illegal.
Yep.
Drop the illegal bit, and all that paranoia and all that mental shit goes away. So now it's just a drug that fixes pain. And what is the number one thing that fixes pain that they sell legally? Opium.
Not having to
You know what I'm
run
saying?
away from
Right.
the police because you have
Exactly.
a particular herb
So
in your
it's-
pocket.
and it gets back again to the likes of the Sackler family. The fact that they've got such freaking sway,
Allegedly.
they've managed to kill more people than
I don't think that's
World War II.
allegedly. Didn't that-
Allegedly.
They've
Just
been
say it anyway.
charged?
Just say it anyway.
Yeah, we have to
No,
say it anyway,
no,
Margaret, yeah,
allegedly,
allegedly.
Margaret.
Oh, you
it's
mean
really
oh,
not
because
safe.
you're in the UK?
Not safe.
That's
Not safe.
fucked. That's so fucked.
It's
Yeah.
so fucked, Margaret.
I know personally
It's
two
so fucked.
people who were legally prescribed opioids before. One was for like pretty bad back pain from working at a place. And 15 years later, he died in a homeless shelter.
Jesus,
That's
man.
what that shit does. He had a house, a
Mhm.
family, kids. He had a
And
nice swimming pool. He had a great job. And 15 years later,
yeah,
he died in a fucking
yeah.
homeless shelter
And they
because
don't
of it.
discriminate, Margaret. They don't discriminate
Nope,
because
sure don't.
they'll give a quarterback that's playing for the New York Jets or whatever, right? A big
Yep.
belly, massive dude, the same amount of opioid as they will give a child. They'll give their child that exact same stuff. So, you know, the guy who's playing the American football, there was a documentary, and basically they was giving him a higher dose, but the exact same drug was being given to a 4-year-old child who was having epileptic fits.
Wow, man.
That's
To try and
insane.
stop the epileptic fits. And this is a highly addictive, very, very strong. As
Yeah, and they
far
didn't
as
even
I'm
tell the
concerned.
doctors at first that it had any, it wasn't,
No,
they told them it wasn't
exactly.
even habit forming. They're like, no,
Yeah.
it's fine.
No,
So the
Yeah.
doctors are
that's the
telling their
big thing.
patients the same
It's
thing.
the habit forming,
Mhm.
and that
Yeah.
people are getting addicted to it, and they're giving it to 4-year-olds. They're getting them addicted before they're even freaking 10
And
years
what
old.
helps young children with epileptic seizures over and over and over and over again?
Fico,
Yep. Every
all
time it's
day.
cannabis. Like
I've
when
watched
parents
so
have
many videos.
exhausted every other thing and they're like, actually, cannabis works.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
hold
seen
on,
so
hold
many
on. Are you
videos.
trying to tell us that the government's lying to us?
Yeah.
N-
Yeah.
Margaret is, but I'm not. I'm saying
Yeah,
that the
that's right.
government is brilliant and they look after me, and I
That's
am very
right.
safe within their walls and their castle.
That's right.
So,
Winston loves Big Brother, doesn't he?
yes, he does. I love Big Brother. Holy crap.
Oh, God.
2 and 2 is 5, motherfuckers. 2 and
What
2
a
is 5.
2 and
timeline
2
we're
is
on.
5.
Oh, for real. This one's crazy. Yeah. But we got one more article. Let's get to that one. Well, we
Oh, yeah.
what's
Oh,
going on with the industrial hemp leaders, Margaret? They're having some conferences.
yeah, we
and what?
got industrial hemp leaders worldwide to gather in Poland for 23rd EIHA conference. Uh, Well, let's find out what that
Yeah.
is. The European Industrial Hemp Association, which is the EIHA, will bring the global hemp industry to Poland in June for its 23rd annual conference, marking the first time the event has been held in the country. The meeting, set for June 11th to 12th in Poznan, is being hosted and organized by Poland's Institute of Natural Fibers and Medicinal Plants, a long-established research center that has played.
Sorry, see, in brackets, and then just throw
I
fucking random
know.
letters in it. IWNIRZ. It's like what?
Well,
Wow.
could it also be, well, Institute for Natural, maybe it's originally in Polish
Yeah.
or something?
Maybe that's an actual Polish word. Maybe.
Well, yeah, I don't know about that. Anyway, it's a
Sorry, you were saying.
long-established
Yeah.
research center that's played a major role in hemp and flax development in Europe. It's a special moment for us to welcome the international hemp community to Poland, said EIHA President Jacek Kramars. This whole acronym EIHA is throwing me off, has grown alongside the modern hemp industry, and hosting the conference at the Institute connects that work with one of the continent's historic centers of fiber research. The annual EIHA
Can't you
conference,
pronounce it as like yeehaw?
I will now.
Yes.
It brings together hemp producers, processors, investors, researchers, and policymakers from around the world as the industry continues to expand into new markets for fiber, building materials, food, cannabinoids, and other hemp-based products. The pioneers,
Rouge. Yeah, that's it.
is
Rouge.
is a governmental research body under Poland's Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. It has been one of Europe's central policy research institutions for natural fibers for more than 90 years. The institute conducts work in plant breeding, agronomy, materials research, and processing technology related to fiber crops. Yeah, has represented companies across the hemp value chain since 2005. The association works with EU institutions and national governments on policies affecting hemp cultivation and markets, coordinating regulatory engagement, research initiatives, and industry development across the union. The June conference comes as, signals a broader shift towards promoting industry growth while continuing to engage in regulatory debates affecting hemp in the European Union. In an interview earlier this year, Kramars, who is vice president of Poland-based Green Lanes SA, is a publicly listed European group developing new materials from hemp, said that, I don't know, I can't do it again.
It's great.
Yeah.
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 Intends to move beyond primarily defending hemp's regulatory position and focus more strongly on expanding markets and commercial opportunities for the sector. Organizers say the 2026 conference will introduce a refreshed format designed to promote deeper discussions within specific segments of the hemp industry, combining plenary sessions and smaller breakout tracks. Topics to be explored include manufacturing, value chain development, research and innovation, hemp foods and animal feed, textile applications, and construction materials. Presentations and panel discussions will cover market development, technology, and the evolving regulatory framework affecting hemp in Europe and internationally. Conference participants will also have a chance to tour the Irish research laboratories during the event. A field trip to a nearby scutching facility is also planned. What is a scutching? Scutching? Huh.
Ah,
Hmm.
I'm gonna Google that because that is
A
interesting.
scutching facility planned, offering attendees a look at fiber processing operations connected to the region's textile sector. So put it on your calendars, friends. The conference is coming up in June.
I'm glad Margaret got this one.
A scutching machine is it presses cotton through a pair of rollers.
Oh, so I
Scutching
guess
is a
it'd be
critical step in the process of flax and hemp to extract clean, usable fibers for linen and other textile products. There we go.
oh cool.
Okay.
It's a weird
They
fucking name, but cool.
yeah, I don't know where they would get that from, but that is cool.
Yeah.
They definitely need to be talking about that more.
Yeah, absolutely. Billy, you're always interested in the industrial hemp side of things, aren't you? You got a lot to say about this.
Yeah, that's why I gave that news story in the thing, because I follow it. So it's good that it's been more and more being done now about it.
Yeah.
So becoming more industrial.
Do you
is
think
what's
anything will
needed.
come of it though? You think laws will change?
Fuck, I hope so, but you never know. It depends on how much money they can make out of it, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you
It
can
seems
make a lot of money. So it's just stupid that they're not.
Well, it just seems like every industry is threatened by hemp and cannabis. You know, medical industry because of what it can do, and the industrial and building industry because
Lots of manufacturing.
exactly. What if all of a sudden it's so much cheaper to build a house out of hemp and hemp bricks? All these people that make bricks, all these companies that sell bricks, you know, that is our main source of building houses in this country is brick. If we try to get rid of that, you put a few people's noses out of joint on it. So
Mm.
I think through no fault of its own, poor old hemp and cannabis has created these enemies because of greed.
Yeah, a victim of its own success.
Exactly, a victim of its own success. Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's the gift that keeps on giving, but unfortunately, it's also the one that keeps on getting trod on the most and lied
Yeah.
about.
Well, I mean, that's half the reason it became illegal in the United States way
Mm-hmm.
back
Yeah.
when, anyways,
Yeah.
because they were protecting the cotton and paper industries.
Exactly. Oh,
Madness.
Dumb.
And so we'll keep you informed as things progress here in Europe when it comes to that kind of shit. Because hemp is it's an important research. It's not just about the cannabis, you know. The hemp is some good shit. It'll be good to see more and more of it used to make more clothes. And somebody said in the Penny Pebbler Ripplers in the chat says no denim, you know, jeans and shit. No denim is going to last that long. And yeah, it's like hemp it's an epic source for making good materials to make clothing with and other textiles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a huge industry waiting to be opened up here in Europe and the UK. But you know, because it's associated with that devil cannabis, because it's a version of cannabis, because it might have that THC in it or that devil CBD. Better keep it away from everybody, right? Can't have them thinking for
Wrong.
themselves. Yes, wrong. Bullshit, innit? Oh well.
Yeah, it is.
We'll let you know what goes on as things move forward. But that's all the news articles we have. The majority of news out there today was that one specific article that I mentioned there. That medical cannabis may not help your anxiety or depression, says this one study over 45 years, and it only got 54 people in it. Crazy. But that'll be everywhere for a while now.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
So yeah, was that good news or bad news this week, do you think?
Great question.
Hmm.
Generally speaking, the vibes,
Bad.
yeah, they're mid.
Yeah.
Negative,
Mid.
I'd say.
Yeah, negative this
Yeah.
week with the
For
bullshit
every-
anxiety or
Yeah.
depression, shit being dumped in the river in Bolton, concerns over cannabis medical use misuse, could lead to tighter regulations. That's bad. Cannabis rescheduling faces fresh doubts. Bad. And then we got something like the hemp leaders are having a meeting, which could potentially be good. So might be bad. So yeah, not good this week, everybody. We'll see what happens next week. I don't think there's any forum news, right? Just Lobby Lobster. Was it Lobby Lobster who won the plant of the month after a tie vote this month? Well, like in February, he won February's plant of the month. So shout out to him. But that's it for forum news. I think I don't think there's anything else to add. Anything else? Anybody?
Nope.
Nope. Anything for Bite Me, Margaret? Anything to add from your side?
Oh yeah, lousy tourist. It was not lobby.
Lousy tourist. Thank you.
Oh, lousy tourist.
Cheers,
Sure?
Free nugs. Cheers, free nugs. Yeah.
Well, because we were talking about medical cannabis, I just did an episode with Sasha from the Realm of Caring in the US of A, but her organization is a nonprofit that helps people access cannabinoid therapies. And they help people from all over the world.
All right.
So that is just, I thought, interesting as a contrast to the articles that we had today. Yes.
He's saying it was a lousy tourist in the chat, but I've been speaking to Lobby Lobster to send him seeds.
Let me go on the.
Yeah,
Lousy tourist.
maybe he won the month before.
I don't know what they're talking about.
The
didn't
plant of the month over at Persis.
Lobby won the month before with his one that he took
Oh,
through
I
with
see.
fire top. With top loader.
Or say it was a different person.
Didn't I'm sure it was. Yeah, Lobby won last month because it was the plant that he got mentored with top loader with. That one, because I asked them to put a follow up post in the in Persis if they would, and they did. So
Yeah,
thanks
lousy
to you
tourist.
guys for doing
Okay,
that.
yeah. Lousy tourist this month. I thought it was Lobby Lobster. He must have won January's. Jesus. Oof. There we go. I'm keeping track.
Yeah.
We even tagged him in the post there. Lousy tourist. Congrats on the win, mate.
Shouldn't you be keeping
Gosh.
track?
No, of course not. That's far too professional.
Yes.
Yeah, must be sending him seeds for another reason. Maybe he won in January's.
He won February's, Mackie.
Who? Lobby Lobster?
Yeah. I'm sure he
So-
won because it was the one that he was mentored by top loader with.
Don't you mean Lousy Tourist won February's plant of the month?
No, what we in March? Oh yeah, January. Sorry, we're in March, aren't we? Not April. My bad. Yeah, you're right, Mackie. My bad. Sorry.
Don't
Yeah,
rush
do-
things. I
yeah,
mean, yes,
bit of
do,
foresight there. Make sure you enter your plant lobby. You know.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Plant of the month's
Yeah,
going
my
on
bad.
over at Percy's Grow Room. Check it out. People win sometimes. Yeah, good times. But that's it. That's all the news and events. Let's go to the smoke break and chat some shit for 10 minutes. Jesus. Do it. Yeah, so John's out there playing volleyball. Everybody, John's in a volleyball team.
Nice.
is he playing or is it his kid?
Well, he's not really, but
Oh, sorry.
it's just
I fucked it
troll.
up.
You know, John's out there in a miniskirt. You know,
Yeah, and his little short shorts and his little tank top.
he's loving it. He's having a great weekend. Gosh.
He's
Yeah,
got
so
his
that's why John isn't
sweatbands
here
on.
today. He's out playing volleyball. Everybody, that's what we're saying. He plays for the Dolphins. Iron Hornets.
Beach volleyball in his speed days.
420 grow off has got me thinking. Yeah, we're gonna have. We didn't mention that in the news. Turpo's doing a 420 grow off over on Persis. Or grow along is what he's calling it, which is very cool. Very cool. Man, what else is going on this week? Gosh, the world's going crazy as we've seen. We still haven't seen the aliens. Well, I would have thought they would have been here by now.
Yeah, where are they?
Yeah.
Could
Taking a
really
while.
use them.
Mm-mm.
Sure are. They've probably abandoned us. Well,
Yeah,
they'll
even
destroy
they have given up
themselves.
hope at this point.
See, there you go. The way Margaret said the aliens abandoned us, like meaning she's one of them.
Yes.
See, more evidence, more evidence.
More
there. Thank you
evidence.
very much.
Add it to the list.
Ah,
Add it to the
rats. Called out again. Shit.
The Peaky Blinders movie is out now, apparently. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Is there a movie out? I didn't
Yeah,
know
there's have you seen the series, Margaret?
No.
that. I saw parts of it like way back when it first came out.
All right. It's decent.
It's pretty
TV.
good.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not terrible. The Boys. There's fucking new season of The Boys coming up soon. You all seen The Boys, right?
Seen bits of that, bits and pieces.
What do you mean bits, Margaret?
I mean, I've not seen the whole thing.
Oh, you got to go watch The Boys.
Do I know?
Yeah, that's some great TV. I love that TV show. Homelander
The
is one
Boys
of my
rocks.
favorite characters of all time.
Yep.
Just like he's so fucking messed up, man. It's how you would expect a superhero to actually be. You know, just fucked.
Right.
Oh, wife just yelled at me. There's a Peaky Blinders movie. Yes, it's called Invincible Man or something.
Yeah,
Is it like
yeah.
is it on like a streaming platform or is it out
Yeah,
in,
it's
like,
on Netflix.
theaters? Oh, okay.
It's on Netflix. Yeah. So yeah,
Nice.
definitely watch that shit. Need to get around to it. Need to watch it sometime. But you know, playing a lot of Minecraft because of Smee. Smee needs help a lot.
Yep. I'm a Minecraft fiend that can't play Minecraft. What can I say?
Yeah.
I also
That's
actually
it.
wanted to mention because the name was invoked earlier, but George Michael, just bringing it back because
Hold
a
on,
lot of people
because I can't wait to see where this is going. I have no
Because-
fucking idea.
what a lot of people don't know is that that guy donated a fuck ton of money, and a lot of it was anonymous and didn't get discovered until after he died.
All
So,
right.
just wanted to say that.
Yeah, it seemed like a
Who
good
did
guy.
you donate to?
All kinds of things. I looked up a quick article here about some of his, like a dozen of his most generous acts, and one of the things here says that he worked in a homeless shelter anonymously for years.
Wow.
Right.
But I
weird.
had heard like before that he donated a lot of money that people didn't even know it was him until after he had passed away. I just thought it was cool. Somebody who actually did some good shit with all the money that he amassed.
Yeah, I heard that he was more of a giver than a taker.
Jesus me. Fucking hell. Jesus me.
It was laid up, that one. I had to say it. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah, that was your fault, Margaret. That was definitely on you, that
can
one.
you can be a top and still donate money.
You can be the hammer and the nail.
That's right. That's right.
As long as you give it to a good cause,
That's right.
that's the important thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else has been on TV this week? Anything else? I don't know. Haven't really been keeping track.
No, I haven't really been either.
Mm-mm.
What's TV? All I know is Minecraft. For the
Yeah.
past 2 months.
Yeah. Margaret says she's going to join us as well, everybody. Going to join us on the Minecraft.
I
do
can't
a
get addicted. I can't.
Yeah. No, it's a crap game anyway, Margaret. It's crap.
Is it? It's crap?
No, it's not. Sorry.
No.
Just trying to keep you awake because
You think it's crap until you play it.
Right.
And
That's
you
it.
become
Everyone's like,
severely
Minecraft?
addicted.
Isn't that really shit? Like, yeah, shit, try it. Like Viking, remember Viking on Friday who's gone on about, oh, Minecraft's really shit, and then by Sunday he's been playing it for 5 days. You know?
Yeah. He was so tired yesterday, wasn't he?
Viking's got a bad case of addiction now when it comes to Minecraft. But he's built a nice little house, built himself a nice little castle.
Yep. It needs a visit. I need to bring him another housewarming gift. I brought him a dragon's head last time. So
Beautiful,
I don't know.
yeah. Very
Might bring a
generous.
That's
skull.
very nice
Might,
of
be a
you.
s- might bring him a skull's head this time. I don't know. I had
Skull's
something
head.
in mind last night while I was on
Whatever
mushrooms.
that is.
but I completely forgot it.
Yeah. Smee had some mushrooms yesterday. Do you partake in the mushrooms very often, Margaret?
I haven't in a while.
It's because
But I
winter time.
have.
It's shit in winter time, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think it's also because I've been living with my elderly father for the last little while, and
Mm-hmm,
I just can't like wrap my brain around being really high on mushrooms.
Yeah,
around my
yeah.
bed.
to be fully relaxed, where you don't have to be
Yeah.
constantly alert about something. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I know what
it
you
took
mean.
me a couple of weeks to find the time. I finally got to do it last night, but I've been trying to do this for maybe 2 weeks now since
All right.
yeah, 2 weeks since I harvested, and I'm like, I really want to try these, but it gets to the 6 o'clock mark, which is your cut-off point. If you haven't sorted and got it all ready by 6 o'clock, it's going to be a very, very late one. But things turn up,
Yeah.
or I get triggered, and I'm not in the right frame of mind, so I'm like, okay, I'll have to-
Yeah, setting matters.
Yeah.
I should probably just try more microdosing because I do have
Yeah.
some.
Yeah.
That's it. Just half a gram. Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
But fucking Chuck Norris died.
Oh,
What
yeah.
the fuck?
I know. I thought he was gonna live forever.
Yeah, for real.
I didn't realize he was 86 though. I didn't realize he was that
It came fast as
advanced.
lightning as well, didn't it?
Yeah, it
Damn.
did.
The conspiracy is that he actually died 25 years ago, and it's taken that long for death to tell him.
I heard he's going to carry his own coffin at the funeral.
Yeah, probably true.
As he should.
Chad Westport in the chat. Shout out to Chad. He said Chuck Norris didn't die. He just entered a breath holding contest.
I like that.
Savage. It's a shame,
Yeah.
he's an iconic guy. Iconic guy. What can you do, man?
It was
But
class.
86 is a good age. What can you say?
Mm.
He lived a
Yeah,
good life.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be forever remembered in the million different memes
Mm-hmm.
it was in.
That's
Crazy,
what I'm
man.
saying.
Yeah, legend. R.I.P. Chuck Norris. Damn. Wonder what this week has installed for us. Aliens, World War III, nuclear apocalypse.
Looking for something a little more uplifting. How about something a little more uplifting?
The
you
sun,
got?
that's gonna do some more explosion stuff, isn't it? Or plasma waves and stuff. So
Is
yeah,
it?
she
So
could get
there's a big
destroyed by
aurora
that.
yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
I didn't get a
Yeah.
chance to see it though.
What happened
Yeah,
to that Atlas?
Some radiation blast.
Yeah, 3i Atlas is up by Jupiter now on its way out of the solar system. We won't ever see it again. It was just
Crazy.
Shame that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just some
Damn.
rock. Lame.
It was like a
Maybe they
Christmas
just dropped
cracker,
off
really,
some at
wasn't
the
it?
dark side of the moon. Some aliens hopped off.
Yeah. Well,
parked
I was
there.
hoping
Maybe.
for something to happen, but it was like a Christmas cracker, one big bang, and the novelty soon wore off.
They might have caught a meteorite that exploded just outside of Texas somewhere. Right.
Ooh.
Yeah. Only a small one. They call it on like there's like a blue flash of light. I'd say it'd been a tiddly one, like the size of like not a car or nothing, like smaller even. But yeah.
And because
But
I
not
was
a big one
watching
that's
that
gonna
new
smash into me.
Netflix, it called War Machine. It's a movie about asteroid passing over like Atlas and breaking
Cool.
up and dropping these like machines, that alien machines that
Okay.
try killing us, and it drops them all over the world. And it's the guy that plays Reacher in the Amazon show Reacher. He also plays Raphael in the Ninja
Like
Turtles.
George Michael. Heard he liked a nice reach around.
I'm not sure his name's George, but yeah, definitely reach around it.
Yeah, it looks like a good TV show. That does.
It
But
was
I've
it was an
never watched it.
entertaining. It was an entertaining movie because there was no else on. Yeah.
Yeah. Good times. Gotta watch that Peaky Blinders movie. That's what has to
Yeah.
be done this week. That's the mission. At some point, watch Peaky Blinders. Oh yeah, man.
I've just finished 1984.
Oh yeah. What's your
What,
verdict, Smith?
Reading the book?
Okay.
Well,
I
audio
did
book.
the audiobook. I've got the
Oh.
book to read now. I
Yeah.
did the audiobook first because
Yeah,
of
that's
time.
fine.
But
Yeah.
now that I've done the audiobook, I can read and put down, and then I won't get lost within the book, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to end the way it did, but damn, yeah, eye opener of a book. Eye
Beautiful
opener
book.
of a book. Really, really
You
good.
shall comply.
Yeah. 4
right.
is 5.
No, 2 and 2.
2 is
is
5.
5.
Yeah.
It's,
How many
it's,
fingers am I holding
it's
up?
clear. It's obvious.
Yeah.
It's obvious. I can't believe we ever doubted it in the first place.
I know, right? I love Big Brother.
Yeah, man. What a fucking great book. Great book.
Crazy
I've
book.
read that book like 4 times in the screenplay. Fuck knows how many times, man. Just I watched it over and over again. It's just it's a great story. Yeah, so read it again, Smee. You have to read it again because once you get to the end, you're like, oh fuck, and then you can go back and really like know what to expect and shit. You just see
Exactly,
more the
yeah.
second time round. So go and check that out. And then when that's done, you have to read Brave New World by Aldous Huxley because it's quite similar.
Cool.
Good shit.
Yep, I'll get on
Good
to
shit.
that.
But damn, what a book! What a book.
I feel like I need to revisit it. It's been so long since I've read
Dude,
it.
it's not a huge book,
Not
and
a
you're
book
a
anymore.
reader
No,
as
problem.
well.
Yeah.
You know?
I have it on my shelf. I just haven't
Yeah.
read it in a while. I read Brave New World not that long ago, like a few
Oh,
years
man.
ago, maybe. But
Savages,
Probably.
Margaret. Savages.
yeah, I should probably revisit 1984.
Savages and morons.
He was just wrong by 40 years.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. There was as I was listening to it, so many comparisons with now.
Mhm.
So many comparisons.
225, remember?
I mean,
Yeah.
so many comparisians as now. Sorry, yeah. You know how I have trouble.
Eurasia has
pronouncing
always been
things.
at war with East Asia.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's right. Man, great book. Everybody read it. If you haven't read it, if you're wondering what the fuck we're talking about, then yes, the book 1984 by George Orwell. Everybody has to read it. If you haven't, then that's your homework for this week. Do it. Do it.
Great lady.
So are we ready for, let's go to the Grow Guides and talk about random shit. Are you ready for that?
Yeah.
Everybody ready?
Get
Let's
these
do it.
programs.
Let's do it. So for a while there, we did episodes where we just took like 10 minutes to discuss 4 or 5 different topics when it comes to growing cannabis. And then we've done a few episodes where there was 40 minutes of just talking about one topic. Well, we're going to go back to the 4-topic thing for a little while until we can think of other things we could talk about in great detail at length. But yeah, for now, it's good to just cover some of these smaller topics that don't get covered because there's not really much to say about them. We're going to cover some of those today. We're going to talk about preserving terpenes, calculating your electricity costs so you can figure out how much your grow is actually costing to run. And, you know, spoiler alert, it's still going to be cheaper than buying weed. But yeah, we're going to show you how you can calculate that properly. We're talking about the perfect harvesting time, when to harvest your cannabis. At the best time, not too early, not too late, and all that. And then also talking about how you can get the best environment for your plants to grow in. And after that, we have like 4 or 5 listener mail questions to get to as well. So lots to cover today in this episode here. And if you have any suggestions or anything you want us to cover for like a listener mail topic or something for us to cover in the show like this, 10 minutes of talking about a particular thing, then let us know. Just send us an email, highonhomegrown@gmail.com. And yeah, give us whatever topic you want us to talk about. It's always good to hear from you guys. But for now, we're going to talk about preserving terpenes, which is very important. We discussed it briefly last week on one of the listener mail questions where we spoke about wet trim versus dry trim and how dry trim can help preserve the terpenes on your cannabis plants. Yeah, so we're going to talk about that a little bit because, of course, you want your weed to be really nice and tasty and shit. And if all the terpenes are gone, then it's not going to taste very good. And then if you preserve a shitload of the terpenes, it's going to be nice, delicious cannabis. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we all want, the delicious weed. So you're going to grow your cannabis for, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 weeks, depending on the strain you have. When you've been growing it for, you flick it to flower, then it goes through the flowering process. And as the buds grow, they will release the terpenes, which is one of the things that gives it the smell and the flavor. You got flavonoids and shit as well. We won't get too specific, but we're talking mainly about the terpenes. And the more of the terpenes you can preserve, the better your cannabis is going to smell and taste. So you want to try and figure out the best way to preserve the terpenes. And one of the ways is by trying to keep it cool in the grow room during the flowering period, because different terpenes will evaporate off the plant at different temperatures. And if it gets to like 40 degrees C, then all of these volatile terpenes are going to evaporate off your plants and you'll lose a lot of the flavor and the smell. But if you can keep the temperatures down to 20 degrees C, 21, 18 plus, 18 C, not Fahrenheit, fuck, 18 degrees C plus, and then you should preserve a lot of the terpenes and you'll have tastier weed. But the plant won't also, and it's also not going to be happy at them cool temperatures either. So you have to find the right balance for the strain that you actually have. Yeah, so reduce temperatures. That will help you preserve some of the terpenes. Don't nuke it with UV too much. That is also a thing. But that's what you can do while it's growing. But when it's drying, this is another thing. Keep the temperatures cool between 18 and 20 degrees C would be fine. Make sure the humidity doesn't raise too much. And don't dry it too quickly, because you want to have that chlorophyll break down inside the plant. And as soon as it's dry, the chlorophyll is not going to break down anymore. And that chlorophyll is going to give it a harsh smoke. So make sure that you give it at least 7 days. 10 days is good to dry. 14 if you can push that. That would be super cool. You know, and that would improve the flavor as well. So, I mean, I'm rambling on a bit here, but I'm sure you guys know all these techniques, right, on how to improve the terpene content. You guys have some suggestions on this? Anybody want to say anything about terpene production, terpene preservation? No? Take it
I
as a
don't know.
no.
I find that funny.
Sorry, mate, I was muted.
Oh, Jesus.
It's one of the last things you kind of think of, I think, terpene production when you first start getting into it. I think it's some of that as you're getting to realise it's something that you can control or help control with all the ways you've just said, Mackie. But yeah, if you've not tried terpene to try and preserve them terpenes, do bring them temperatures down and see if you can get them, especially pineapple ones. Pineapple terpenes volatile really easily. So the lower you can get them pineapple terps, the better. But yeah,
I
That's
do
it. It'll
remember.
depend on the strain. Sorry, Margaret.
very
I was just
different.
gonna say, I do remember a few California growers like Swami talking about how they would harvest at night if they were growing outside to preserve terpenes specifically, or maybe really early in the morning or whatever when it was cooler out to avoid the heat.
Yeah. That's it. Because they evaporate quite quickly. You'd be surprised. And like Smee said there, with the different flavors, a pineapple terp would evaporate off the plant between 15 and 18 degrees C. So it's a real hard terpene to keep hold of. And some will last longer than that. You know, they can deal with the higher temperatures. But if you want to really preserve as many as possible, in the last couple of weeks of the growth there, try and bring the temperatures down as much as you can. And that would definitely improve the preservation of the terpenes. You know, the plant will produce them, and then they won't get released or evaporated off the plant so quickly. So definitely try that out. The drying process is massively important as well. Make sure you dry them properly. And of course, we have an episode specifically about preserving terpenes as well, I think. And we definitely have one on drying cannabis and how to do that properly. And then you've got the curing, which is also important. You know, burping the jars at the right time. Don't just leave the buds laying out on some, hanging up in the tent once it's past a certain stage. You don't want to over dry it because that can damage the terpenes as well. You know, don't handle the buds too much. Don't trim too aggressively. You know, they'll be chopping off trichomes and shit. Make sure you're only getting the leaf. You know what I mean? But yeah, the preservation of the terpenes makes a big difference. You don't just want to have the plant produce them and then have them evaporating off the plant and nobody gets any benefit from them. So make sure you're preserving them properly. Keep those temperatures low. Make sure you're drying and curing properly and preserve the terpenes. It takes a little bit of practice, but has to be done. It's an important factor. What are you saying, Billy? You got anything to say about preserving terpenes?
Yeah, just go as slow as possible, really, isn't it? Try and sort of take your time, really, if you can, to preserve. That's probably the best thing. Yeah, this is where the hardest part to be, if you get what I mean, is preserving those terps, getting used to that, not being too over hesitant with it, if you know what I mean, as well.
Yeah. It's a difficult stage, isn't it? Like them
it
last
is.
few
You're
weeks
waiting
of
for the
flowering.
snap, as you as well, sort of thing. When you're curing and that things like there's little moments where waiting that extra day or two has a big benefit, and that knowing that moment just comes with time and each plant. And sometimes you make a mistake, and sometimes it don't really make too much difference as well. So it's sort of it's just hit or miss, isn't it? To be honest, it's something you're never going to get perfect every time. To be honest, isn't it? This part, I think the terpene. Don't be too harsh on yourself.
Takes a bit of practice to get this one right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it depends on the strain, how it's grown, but you can definitely improve how much you're preserving at the end of the grow and at the start of the drying process. Make sure it's done properly, innit?
Preservation only comes when you've got a bulk amount as well. Sometimes you ain't got enough,
Mm-hmm.
then you can't preserve for too long. So it's like a hit and miss.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yeah, before we bring that one up there, because preserving the terpenes is going to make a big difference to the overall result of your cannabis. What makes it good weed? You know, to have that flavor and that smell, making sure that it's extra loud. Then you want to preserve as many terpenes as possible. So, and the main ways you can do it there, as we said, reduce the temperatures a little bit. Try and keep it between 18 and 20 degrees C in the last couple of weeks of flowering process. That would be perfect. But again, that depends on the strain. Some strains like it a little bit warmer. You should be able to tell from your plant. If it's too cold, then bump up the heat a little bit. But, you know, try and keep it as cool as possible with the plant being happy to preserve as many terpenes as possible. Make sure that you're doing a proper dry as well. Maybe do some dry trimming rather than wet trimming, because that could help with the terpene preservation as well. Just make sure you're not rushing the drying period. If it's drying 3 or 4 days, then it's just been far too warm and too dry in the air. So that's going to ruin the terpene production as well, and then terpene preservation. So just keep an eye on that shit, man. Temperatures is important. Make sure it takes a while to dry your weed. 7 to 10 days minimum. No. But yes, that's terpene preservation. We're going to talk about electricity costs as well, and how to figure out how much it costs to actually grow this cannabis. And here in the UK, it's getting more and more ridiculous, man. We pay a stupid amount. I think in West Korea, we pay the most amount of electricity in the world. I think we're the most
In
expensive.
the world,
Yeah, I
really?
think,
Yep.
I think we're the
That's
most
correct.
Damn.
expensive.
Why is it so high?
Because
mean,
we've got a dickhead
part of a-
government.
I
That
see.
loves us
Yeah.
and protects us and keeps
That
us
loves us.
safe with high
Yeah, sorry, thank you,
prices.
Smee. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, they
If we need to
They
pay the
are-
high prices,
carbon
Margaret,
neutral.
sorry.
They're going for the carbon neutral thing. So though we are an island sitting in an oil field known as the North Sea, we just don't use that shit. We let it sit there in the ground because, you know, carbon footprint and all that shit. The UK is responsible for like 1 to 2% of the carbon emissions on the planet. So we better put a stop to that straight away,
Yeah, because man-made carbon
making a huge impact.
is
Yeah.
0.04 of the total.
So we just
thingy,
pay
and we're
stupid amount.
1% of that 0.04. So yeah, man-made climate change
Yeah.
is real. I mean,
Yeah.
So then I
Yeah.
guess that means if you're not doing a guerrilla grow, you're going to want to calculate your electricity costs, so you kind of
Oh,
know
yeah.
what you're going to be looking at going in, which probably anybody should do really, because so you don't get any unexpected surprises on your next bill.
Yeah.
So there's basically a formula. You have your watts, which you divide by 1,000 to give you kilowatts, and then you take your kilowatts and you times that by the hours used, which is your kilowatts per hour, and then just times your kilowatts per hour by your electricity rate, which you should be able to find on your bill or somewhere, and that'll give you the cost.
Do you know
Simple.
what you pay for per kilowatt hour, Margaret?
Offhand, no.
What do you know, Smee?
Offhand.
27 pence per kilowatt hour. I've done all the math and I've actually got exactly how much it cost me per ounce per grow.
Okay.
Thanks to one of these, and Margaret, I'm sure, will say within this article, I've got one of those plugs that tells me how much energy I'm using, and I've got one on each tent. So
And does it depend on what time of day you're using it too? Because the rates change here depending on
the rates do change, but
like
what
time
I've
of
done is
use.
to be conservative, I've just stuck to the maximum one, so which is the 27 pence a day. I think when it drops, it's something like 8 pence or something like that. It really does drop drastically. But I think that's after 8 p.m. to like 5 a.m. in the morning. It's silly times. But what I've done to keep it conservative, I've just calculated at its peak.
So what did you pay per kilowatt? Like
27 pence per kilowatt hour.
I've just
Oh,
done
damn.
I've just asked ChatGPT here as well. It said, you know, Canada's got these different provinces, so some are more expensive than the others. Quebec can be 7 to 8 cents per kilowatt hour, and Ontario, 14 cents per kilowatt hour, and Alberta goes between 20 to 40 per kilowatt hour. And for comparison against the UK, Canada's 15 to 19 cents per kilowatt hour on average, and the UK 27 pence per kilowatt hour on average, which is 45 cents Canadian dollars. It's like twice as much. And we have this
Yeah.
thing as well called standing charge here in the UK.
Yep.
What's a standing charge?
You have to pay a certain amount every day just for being connected to the grid. It's like 30 pence or
Right.
something. 20,
It's
30
for it's
We
for
have
the
stuff like that too. It's like,
Mm.
I forget what they call it. It's like
it's for the running costs of
distribution
the
and
meter that reads your electric. So
I
to
think
have
we
the
pay like
meter,
20 times the amount of Canadians do, though.
in Ontario, I
Mhm.
looked it up too. It depends off peak, mid peak, and on peak. Kilowatt per hour prices range from 9.8 cents to 20.3 cents per kilowatt.
Crazy.
So if you're using it obviously during the weekday, like during the day, it's going to cost double than if you do it, say, nighttime.
that's right.
Madness, man. It's so
Yeah.
expensive. It's so expensive. Even you guys are paying expensive. I mean, we're paying like twice as much as you. Even you guys paying crazy money.
hmm
Madness, man.
But let's not get disheartened because after all the calculations and thinking about that, I roughly pay about £10.30 for every ounce I
Wow.
get,
Okay, that's pretty
which
good.
is a damn sight cheaper than legacy
Mhm.
market. So
Right.
it is expensive. The thing is, what you've got to remember is this is on top of your regular use. My household has its use on this. You know, I pay for my electric that my household use. So you've just got to remember that on top of that, you're going to be paying another couple of £100 every couple of months for
Yeah.
for this. But
hmm
it's still far cheaper to do it this way. It's just that it should be even cheaper in
Mhm.
the UK, especially. I'd be happy as hell if it was like 9 cents a kilowatt hour. You know.
No, I would still complain because that's what we do because we're British.
But do you run your lights at
Can't
night then,
fucking
typically?
fight.
Or like
I
part of the night?
I'd like to, but it's because I'm old now. I have to make sure
Yeah,
that they're on at a set time where I'm available to be able
right.
to do what I need to do. So my lights go off at 11 p.m. at night, so I get a couple of hours of the cheap version.
hmm
But even at the 27 pence an hour, which is what I've done it at, it's £10 something an ounce, which I can deal with. I can deal
Yeah,
with.
I
Right.
used to go from 8 p.m. 8 p.m. till 8 a.m. because then
Yeah, I
I've
used
got
to do
plenty of
that.
time in
Yeah.
the evening to do that.
Yeah,
You know.
I used to do that, but I work nights, so
Mm,
it's difficult. I need it on during the day so that I
yeah.
can, if I need to do anything,
But if you
scrub
can
in.
run them a bit, like during those off-peak
Yeah,
hours,
and
that can help
that
a lot. But obviously,
that's what I did.
have them on at
Mm.
some point when you're gonna also be
And
awake. Yeah.
my lights turn off at 11 o'clock. But it's still run. I'm outside, so it's still running a heater. It's still running fans. It's still running this, that, and the other. So
hmm
all that comes cheap. So having the heater in my tent extra on the night to keep those temperatures from dropping too low, I'm okay with that because I've dropped down to the thingy. And when the lights come on at 11 o'clock in the morning, or by generally about 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, it's warming up anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, you know, so it does work out pretty good. But yeah, according this in the winter time, this is what I'm using. And I thought it was best to do it at winter time because then that's my maximum. And yeah, I use 300 and something kilowatt hours, 308 kilowatt hours per month. So times that by 2, times that by 26, then it ends up with £10.39 per.
So the formula there, Margaret, was watts divided by 1,000 to get kilowatt hours. Then to get kilowatts, and then kilowatts times hours used, kilowatt hours times your electricity rate.
hmm
So that's like, so let's make it easy. 1,000 watts for your light, which is high, but it just makes it easier. That's a kilowatt hour itself. So for every hour your light is on, Smee, you're paying 27%. 27 pence. Margaret, you're paying about 13 pence, right?
hmm
For every hour your light is on.
Yeah.
If it's a 1,000 watt light. So you add up how much your light is to run every hour, and you get those plugs, can't you, to plug in and figure out how much
Yep. That's
it
how I
uses.
did all my workings out.
Yeah. And then you can find out exactly, add it all up and figure out how many hours you're using per day of a particular thing. Like your extractor's on all day, every day, 7 days a week, for the whole grow.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty easy to calculate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's probably a good idea to have like some idea of how much it costs you to grow your weed, which is one reason why I like to grow outside. No math.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Cost you
Which
a
I
fiver.
recognize that I have that ability and that privilege to do that not everybody does, but yeah, it is cheap. But like you said, Mackie, you also have extraction fans and you have heaters in the winter, which can be really expensive, especially if you're doing like electric heaters.
Mm-hmm.
Let you plug in, because I think you guys were talking about what is those like oil-based heaters you can get that are
Yeah,
quite
the
a bit
oil
less
rads.
expensive.
Yeah.
Radiators, yeah.
Yeah, because those electric plug-in heaters draw so much power. They're
Yeah,
very
like
expensive.
1.2 kilowatts.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
crazy amount. Crazy amount. And that running every hour. Madness, man. Jesus. Still better than being cold, but
All right.
Yeah.
But it all
Yeah.
adds up. And for all the different pieces of equipment you have, like you're going to have a couple of ordinary fans in there as well. So figure out how much they're costing to run for the hour. And obviously, if it's on for 24 hours, every day is going to cost you whatever that costs for an hour times 24. And then say it's 100 days for the whole grow from start to finish, and that's running the whole time. So it's whatever that result is times 100. You can figure it out. It just takes a little bit of time to break it all down. And there's different calculators out there online as well to help you break this shit down and try and figure out how much it costs exactly to run your grow if you wanted to go through that kind of extent. And sometimes you got smart meters in Canada, Margaret.
Yeah, I don't have one at my house right now, but yeah,
No.
they do have smart meters.
Yeah, I think us who grow weed, we kind of try to not use those.
Yeah.
They don't need to see my electricity usage suddenly going up by 600
right.
watts every day.
Yeah.
That's a little bit precise. Yeah, mind your business. I'll send you the meter readings every month. How's that sound? Mind your business.
Yep.
But yeah, man, that shit adds up. But it's always cheaper than buying it from the legacy market. So it's always worth it, Just bear it in mind when you come to calculating the cost of your electricity here.
It's also probably still cheaper than buying it from the legal market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
for real.
there's
yeah,
there's that
And
too.
if you are concerned, get yourself one of those plugs, because you can open your phone, look at the app, and it can tell you exactly how much. Like last month, my total consumption was 385.422 kilowatt hours on my flower tent.
Yeah.
So I know exactly how much that's cost me, which is what I worked out to be £10 per ounce from my last grow. That was working out on a. That's working if I only got 20 ounces, and I get between 20 and 25. So again, being conservative. So it's
Mhm.
still
You're not buying an ounce anywhere for $10.
no
Mhm.
way, no way,
So
no chance. Not
yeah,
at the quality that we can do it,
right.
you know. So yeah, get one of the plugs if you're really concerned. And
But you only
trust
really
me
have
if
to
you're
do it
using
once as well.
LEDs.
For
You've only got to do it
once
once,
you
and then
know
you
how
know.
much a particular device is using for an hour, then
Right.
you know
me-
how much it uses. You note it down.
I only got this energy plug in December of last year. It's took me this long to get it because ignorance is bliss. I didn't want to know what I was
Yeah.
paying because I was
Mhm.
scared. But I'm so relieved I actually got one because now I can show my missus and say, "Oh, look how much we're actually only paying for this."
Mhm.
Because I'm sure
Yeah.
she was worried about. I wonder how much electricity this is costing. So-
You've consumed 4 ounces this month. If we was to buy that would cost £700. But instead, paying 40.
Yeah, $40. That's
You
crazy.
know what I'm saying?
That's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always cheaper.
And then think about it. I make FICO out of my trim, which generally
Mhm.
people throw away. So honestly, that FICO is free beyond free. You know what I'm saying? I'm only paying 40 quid for my flour.
Some people use the root ball too to make
Exactly,
Yeah.
for
stuff for
teas and stuff,
topicals.
yeah. And topicals,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Blend up your fan leaves into a
Yeah,
smoothie.
juice those. There you go. You can use
That's a
the
good way
entire
of getting
plant.
the THCA, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
If
Fire
that-
top
sorry,
says,
sorry,
say
Margaret. We kind of bogarted your, your
all that
Oh, that's
pink
okay.
right in there. Smee was all over that pink right and he loved it.
Well, it
But
sounds like
yeah,
he's made these calculations like not that long ago, so it's kind of relevant.
I was
Mhm,
doing it
mhm.
while you when I saw this earlier on. I thought, oh, I'll get my energy plug up and I'll
Oh,
calculate
you just did it
exactly
today?
how much. So, yeah, I've got it in front of me now. It's
Oh,
live as I'm looking at
right.
it now. I'm using 831 watts of power right at this minute. Right at this minute. And now I'm using 839.53. Now I'm using 8. So it's live. It's a full tab. And then it says what I used last month. So I went back to last month, calculated what it cost me. And so now I know that this one that I'm about to bring down now, I know exactly what it cost me over the last 2 months. It's
Nice.
they're a good thing. They're a good thing. And
Hmm.
so yeah, and it's good to see it put my my family at ease, knowing that we wasn't,
Well, it's kind of nice to see sort of how, like, it is nice to see because it seems like everything's getting more expensive these days. So it's kind of just nice to
It's
see that
because of
your
Mhm.
yeah, and it's
cannabis
because of
is.
because of obviously the LEDs and all that stuff,
Hmm.
all my AC Infinity stuff, which ramps up and down depending on the condition, so they're never running at 100%. My fans and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So, and I've oversized a lot of things so that it runs lower. So I've managed to keep it down. It's under 1,000 watts at any one time that it's running. And
Hmm.
my heater is. I'm checking on my app now, and my heater is actually running at like full whack 10. So at its full capacity, it's only using 800 watts, which is what a bulb used to use back in the day.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah. Oh, and my heater's just gone off now, so it's dropped to 600 kilowatts, 600 watts at this moment in time. So
Beautiful. Yeah. So calculate how
sorry,
much your grow
my
is
bad.
costing everybody, and let us know in the comments how much do
Yeah.
you think you're spending every day on keeping your grow running. Crazy. But again, still cheaper than what cannabis costs. It just makes you wonder as well how all these fuckers just charge so much money. When they've got a commercial operation
Hmm.
legally growing in a greenhouse, just using the sun, and they still think that they can charge people legacy market prices for cannabis. It's just disgusting, man. I mean, 'cause that's the price. Smooth's growing it at home, like, and it's costing him £10 a day. What was it? £3 a day or something? Not much, is it, Smooth? I don't know.
Uh, yeah, it's
£10
costing me
per ounce, you said.
£10
£10
per
per ounce.
ounce.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
I can
So
work out
just
the yeah.
just think
So
how cheap they're actually growing it when they've got these huge fucking greenhouses. You know what I
I
mean? It's
use
gonna be less than £10
yeah,
an ounce.
totally. I use
Oh, yeah.
14 kilowatts. I use 14 kilowatts hours per day on it. So 14 times 27. So what's that one? So yeah, it's like less than £5 a day, something stupid like that, isn't it?
Hmm.
So yeah, imagine how much cheaper
Crazy, isn't it?
going to be for them to make.
But let's talk about harvest time. Here's because this is one of those parts where people usually fuck things up, just harvesting too soon and harvesting wrong. And we do have an old episode on how to harvest, when to harvest, and all that shit. So definitely check that out if you're concerned about the harvesting time. But we wanted to cover it briefly here as well. Billy, you want to talk about this? You feeling all right?
Uh,
You want to talk
yeah,
about
I'll
harvesting?
chat for a little bit. Um, Obviously, like this is maybe like it says here, this is connoisseur territory, and also it's personal preference territory as well.
Mm.
Like the main myth it says here is wait until 30% amber, which is very oversimplified, really, and it's a bit false because it depends on what you're looking for, really, as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So trichomes, basically, if they're clear, they're obviously not ready yet. They're not matured with all the cannabinoid content. Basically, what you're looking for a cloudy, and that's when like the peak THC comes about, and that's when you get the breakdown happening. That's when it goes to amber, and that's basically like the THCs and a few other the cannabinoids, which are then start degrading and breaking down to the sort of like the CBNs and CBG type stuff. So this is where the layover between the two becomes a bit sort of like misty, like a bit cloudy, in fact. So
Yeah. No
waiting,
pun
yeah, waiting,
intended.
yeah. So waiting. Some people just once it's cloudy, and soon as they start seeing amber, they're taken down, sort of thing.
Mhm.
because you want like a, and also that's where sometimes where the higher flavors are as well. So it's depending on what you're. This is where you got what to know what you're growing for, to where to cut for what you want, sort of thing. So this is where foresight comes into play as well, because obviously as well different parts of the plant they say mature at different times. Obviously the really top buds, unless you're doing a scrog sort of thing, and you've like chopped all the lowers, but like all the top buds obviously first because they get more light. So it's then down to do you do the early harvesting as well. So that's when it becomes more energetic, heady weed, and later harvest is the more sedative type of cannabis. That's sort of like a general thing, really. Where do you guys go with sort of what do you look for?
Yeah, just over the top buds,
The
mainly like
cloudy
top,
ambi.
like over the top buds, not just the top of the top buds. I checked numerous
Yeah.
locations over the top
Mhm.
buds. The bottom buds are not so much because I know they are not going to be ready.
Just
You
all
know,
the various
it's,
big buds, you're going to be smoking and think, are
yeah,
they all
hmm
sort of
hmm
ready? Yeah, yeah. I
and everything
understand
else
that.
can get converted into fucking hash or edibles or something. But the good buds, the main shit, I like to check that all over, especially top
Mhm.
bottom, because
Yeah,
like you
5 or 6 buds off the plant at least, like a few times as well. So you've probably done like 20, checked like 20 buds over the few
hmm
days to check that it's ready, sort of
Yeah.
thing.
And then seeing like a consistency of at least 10% amber. And you only want to make sure that 10% amber is there because then you know there's less clear. Because you don't want the clear trichomes. The clear trichomes, as you said, they're not ready. And if you consume those, then that's going to give you the paranoia and anxiety because it's immature THC. When THC reaches its full potential, when it's getting cloudy and milky, then you get a better high from it. Then you start getting the more sedative effect from the CBN as THC degrades. So it depends on what, like you say, personal preference, isn't it? If you want a more sleepy weed, then you push it to that 30%. We've also got to understand how those amber trichomes happen because it might just be from them getting damaged because that happens too. They get damaged when you're looking at the trichomes all the time, you're breaking bits and they'll start to degrade from when they're broken. So it might show a shitload of ambers, but that just could be just because you've mishandled the buds too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so check several buds to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
consistency, isn't it? Yeah.
Check lots of different places. Mm-hmm.
Also,
Yeah.
as well, like the terpenes and stuff is that's where you like if you wait too long, then the flavor's going to go. So if
Mm-hmm.
you go too early, there's not going to be enough there. So this is sort of like this is where your nose and sort of comes into play as well. So you know when your plants because it's really kicking out some fucking terps, and you're like, fucking hell, that really stinks. And you get like a slight bit of amber, you know, bam, straight away your plant's really ready, perfect then for what you. Unless you're waiting for it to all go amber, and you want CBNs and CBGs and you want
Mm-hmm.
sort of to make maybe that type of hash as well. So it's go early, go late. But really, as soon as you see the amber, you know you're sort of like you're there. So like Mackie says, 10%, 30% is possibly a bit too long because also you get breakdown after as well. So the plant still matures slightly at once you've cut it down. So you've got like that sort of side of things to think about because you get breakdown then. So try and preserve as many terpenes as you can by harvesting just when you feel right as well, I suppose, because you get after a while you get used to it, don't you? In a way, you like
Mm-hmm.
you know that plant's sort of
Mhm.
ready, sort of thing. It just becomes like the smell and the look to go
Yeah.
together.
All this
Yeah.
talk about smelly cannabis wants me to.
Yeah, and
I'm just gonna hit this
do you
shit
think
right
the
here.
staggered harvest make much difference, or
It depends, don't it? Because when
yeah,
you're growing a scrog, you don't really
yeah,
get a lot of the
you
larvae
don't get
bud
too many
because it's all
lowers,
been
do you? You
removed.
don't, yeah,
Yeah.
you
So
should have
and but
removed all
that
that
comes with
already. So
experience. If I was growing a
yeah,
plant which had a lot of larvae on it, like more than a third of the plant was just larvae popcorn buds at the bottom, then yeah, maybe I would harvest just the big shit and then let the others go for a week or so just to give them a little bit
to
extra.
just see what
But
happens. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I
But
get what
then
you
at
mean.
the same time, that means you need another drying place
Exactly.
because
Yeah. If
Yeah.
you
you
ain't got
know
the
Mm.
space.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like
a lot of things
also
need
it's
to be
like just turn
considered.
that into hash or oils
Yeah,
or
yeah,
you can always
Yeah.
do something with it. It's not waste. It's never waste.
No.
So
that's
And
yeah,
right.
if you find out you let your top, and if you find that you let your top buds go to the 10, 15% amber, your bottom buds are cloudy, so they're good. And don't forget,
Yeah.
when they start to go amber, it's a degradation.
Yeah.
It's going down.
And that's
know,
it. And
you-
that's why people
big-
let it go to that extent of
e-
amber is because you know everything else. But you got a
exactly
good idea of it.
everything down.
Everything else is at
Yeah,
cloudy.
yeah.
Fewer
And
chance
yeah,
of
as
clear.
Billy said, make hash, make edibles from it. It's beautiful, beautiful stuff.
So none of it goes to waste. But it's one of the many ways you can tell when your plant is ready for harvest, and we do have a whole episode on this as well. There's other things to consider as well. Check the trichomes, but also look for senescence when the plant starts to die, when it stops drinking so much water, when it smells a particular way, when it starts to look ripe, when the pistils are turning brown. There's all these different things that all add up to give you a good idea that your plant is really close to harvest. So don't just judge it by one thing. The trichomes are a great way to tell, don't get me wrong. You should definitely check the trichomes, don't miss that. But there's other things that you can check as well. So don't miss out on those two. Check out the episode specifically about harvesting to get a good idea.
Put it all
how to do
together,
that
and
shit.
you'll know exactly when your plant needs to come down. And
That's right.
especially after you've done it 1, 2, 3 times, boom, you'll be able to look at your plant and go, ready.
Yeah.
You just will.
And then harvest it. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Do it, lady.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Do it, lady.
So let's talk about the last one here. We've got dialing in the perfect environment. And Smee is a big AC Infinity fanboy. So he has all this fancy shit to help him keep his... He's got all this fancy shit to make sure that his environment is dialed in perfectly and shit. You want to cover this one, Smee?
Yep. And while we're saying that, I might as well open the app. So basically genetics matter, nutrients matter, but environment is the multiplier, right? You can have the best genetics in the world, and as Mackie said, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, sling it in a ditch and it ain't gonna grow. Or was it John? Sling it in a ditch and it ain't gonna grow great. Have the crap genetics, put it in a decent environment, and you're gonna go somewhere decent. So your core areas for this is your temperatures, your vegetation, and your flower. The slight differences. If you wish, sometimes I like to go a little bit hotter in veg, just so that it goes quicker, and then bring that temperature down as it gets flower. And then, of course, as we get to the end of flower, we bring that temperature down just that little bit more to preserve everything, as we talked about earlier. And then your humidities, your different humidity sections. You've got your seedlings. You want high humidities. You want low humidities when it comes to the end of the flower. And all of this, keeping this in check, can be difficult sometimes. If you don't have, I'm not saying if you don't have a certain piece of equipment, it ain't gonna work. But if you can put certain pieces of equipment together to work together, a humidifier, a heater, and a fan, they will make that environment a whole lot better, and make your life a little bit better too. And it allows you to keep your eye on stuff like VPD. But try and keep, again, that simple. You'll get the correct VPD if you've got the correct temperature and humidity. So if you keep
So that's
the
essentially what it
humidity,
is. Yeah.
exactly what it is. It's basically just someone that's
Moisture.
gone moist. It's basically someone that's just gone, I would like to have a number that adds humidity and temperature together, so I don't have to go, oh, this and this. So they can go, oh, I want it to be at this. So they know that that number represents this temperature and this humidity. And that's how I see it. And yeah, so don't stress too much about that, because if you keep your temps and humidities right, your VPD will naturally come along with that. But in order to keep all this going, airflow and air exchange, that's necessary. You need fresh air in for faster growth. Stale air creates problems. I had that exact problem in this last run. I forgot to turn my dehumidifier on. I had a little stale patch, created a bit of powdery mildew on a set place, and it just went throughout the full bottom, because this was just before I had lollipop, you see. So all that matted stuff underneath, I had to, and it caused a problem. So even when you do have your environment that you think's dialed in, there's always little factors that can that can come in and create a little problem. But once I'd lollipopped it, everything was good when we got past that. But ignoring nighttime temps and swings and adjustments to the environment, that can be detrimental too. Having too many, cannabis likes stability. You can keep it stable, and even if you can, we was talking earlier on about, you need to keep this temperature for the terps and stuff like that. And I understand that. I've grown in my house and I'm growing outside. At certain times, you just can't control that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
40 degrees outside, I ain't having 18 degrees in my tent. I don't care what you say, whether I'm in the house or thing. So sometimes there's things you just can't, you just can't do anything about. But you can mitigate it, so you can keep it. So even if temperatures are high, when we had a few years ago when it was 40 degrees, I just kept it at 40
Beautiful.
degrees.
Beautiful. Good
Yeah,
times. Fuck.
it was real good times. But in my tent, I wasn't worried. I just kept it at 40 degrees, and I kept it.
Well, I wasn't
bumped
worried
that
either, because I'm sure you all
humidity up.
know I took my thermometer out the tent at that point. Mentioned it
Yeah, you
before.
did. Chucked it.
Getting too fucking
Just-
warm. Nothing I could do about it. So removed the hygrometer from the tent to make sure I wasn't aware of it. Ignorance is bliss. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is it.
Hell yeah.
And you'll find that it'd be consistent because it's consistently bloody hot. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
just crazy nowadays the amount of shit you can get for your grow room and how easy you can just have everything linked in. Like if it's too hot, the fans will increase or the AC will turn on, and if it's too humid, then it will flick on the dehum or increase the fan. Or if it's not humid enough, it reduces the fan and puts the humidifier on. It's just, and you can have it all done automatically. It's so fucking cool, man.
Yeah. And that's where I was going with that. After all of taking all that into account, you can get things that can control all that for you. And you're right.
Madness.
I've got the AC Infinity set up, which, as Mackie says, it runs my exhaust dependent on what the temperature is. It runs my fans dependent on what the temperature is and what the humidity is and what my lights, they come and go on and off as normal. But I've got a humidifier in there, and I've got also a heater in there, and they run dependent on what the humidity is and what the heat is. So it all keeps everything stable, and that's what I'm going for. I want stability. I'm very, very lucky that I've managed to accumulate like this over time. I've not just gone out and bought it in one go. I've got it over time, bit by bit by bit by bit, and I've got to the point now where I've got near enough everything that can keep my environment very stable. But I was talking to a couple of guys on the forum earlier on this week, and they don't have as many. They've got the AC Infinity gear like I have, but they don't have as many components as I have. But even so, they've got stable. Their averages. The maximum temperature I think say was 79 degrees, minimum temperature 78 degrees, average temperature 78.7 degrees. So that for me is very, very stable. Exactly the same as and it's the same as math. They've not got as many components, but they've managed to create that stability just by, maybe automating a little few things and getting the controller to run these fans the way that you can't do manually. Otherwise, unless you sit there all day in your tent and go, oh, monitoring this, looking at my hygrometer, turn that down, turn that up, turn that down, to physically be there and do it.
It's crazy. Before we used to turn the fucking extractor on, used to turn the light on and make sure it didn't get too hot, and that was it.
Extractor
Fine,
on at
let's
10.
go.
That's it.
Extractor
on at 10, light on
crazy
at
now.
10. No dimmers, no nothing, just off you go. Yeah.
People
But now
got
you
apps on their phone and shit. It's all linked up together, and you can just see it in real time. Madness. It's crazy. Technology, sonny.
Technology is great.
It's fucking crazy shit, man. How
I've got
things have changed.
I've got the AC Infinity app, and here we go. This is how complicated it can get. I've got the AC Infinity app. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different devices, 2 tents, right, all in separate things. And within the 2 tents, I've got like 10 devices and this that, and the other. But outside the tents, I've got like a hygrometer to read the outside of the house, and then I've got one outside the door where the intake's coming in. and it's all just little bits that I've built up. But this app puts it all together, sticks it all together, makes it so easy for me to use. I click a button and say, "All right, can you just do that for me?" And it does.
Wow.
So yeah, it is. They're amazing little things, and they're even started going down the AI route, which I don't use the AI facility. I've got the AI thing, but I don't use it because I tried it, and it just kept trying to run my tent at like 90 degrees temperature. So I was like, no, I don't know what that's doing.
Yeah,
But
maybe AI isn't there yet.
yeah, it's not quite there yet. But the controller, if you manually program it and say, I would like you to increase the fans when it gets to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and then decrease the fan when it gets to 78 degrees Fahrenheit. So it does exactly what it says. And you can tell it to, like I said, I've oversized all my stuff to keep things cheap. So I tell it to ramp up to 7 at most, and then minimum 1, so it never stops putting air in. But once it's all set up and running, it's generally running at about 3. My fans run at about 3. It keeps a good circulation going, and because they're oversized fans, it's moving more air. And then when it does start getting warm, it ramps up to 4, 5. Rarely gets up to the 7 mark, but that means it's never loud. So I can get away with doing it in a garage. So it affords me not only to automate stuff, but it forces me to do it in kind of in plain sight, you know. So
Yeah, man, some good shit.
I like the technology, and I think it's really good. It can be expensive,
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah,
but
but
the
over time,
prices have come
step
down.
by step, get a
The
new
brilliant
device
thing
every
is,
grow.
yeah, Viva Sun have just brought out all the stuff that AC Infinity do now as well,
Right.
and like,
So some competition,
yeah,
huh?
there's starting to be competition now, Mackie. So, like the AC Infinity AI controller, it's like £159 I paid for mine, and that's the top of the range controller with all the ports you need for all the stuff, and that was a hell of a lot more expensive before Viva Sun brought theirs out. If you know what I'm saying. So. Yeah, so there is competition now, and that is a good thing. I like competition, drives the price down. But at the same time, they're very reasonable AC Infinity. The prices have never been really that expensive. Um,
Expensive is a
for
relative term. I like to say.
it is a relative term, yeah. But when I was looking at buying an extractor fan and making sure it was quiet, the cheapest one I could find was about 80 quid at the size I wanted, and the AC Infinity one was 92. So
Right.
I got the AC Infinity one, and that came with its own little controller. Each individual machine that you buy from AC Infinity, they do come with their own little controller. You don't have to have the expensive units if you don't, if you can't. And this is how I did it, bit by bit. I didn't have the controller to start with. I bought the fan, and it came with its own programmer. I set the program on that. The light comes with its own programmer where you can set time schedules, set sunset, sundown. It all comes with it. But I chose to buy the extra add-on, which was the controller, which you can plug all in, and that one controller runs all of your stuff instead of setting all these different ones. It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah, man.
You can get into it, at a low budget level, and work your way right
Yeah.
up.
That's it. Just upgrade over time. The money you're saving, instead of buying cannabis, you can upgrade over time and
Yeah.
get all this nice stuff, and then you can dial in the grow room nicely.
Yeah. And if it was legal, like we were saying earlier, if
Yeah.
it was legal, you could get one for your birthday and for Christmas from friends and relatives and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But until then, buy it yourself.
Indeed. That's it. Nice,
Thanks, guys.
nice, talking about all your gear there and shit, letting people know what to do. That's cool. I think that one's covered. We got the harvest time covered, how to calculate electricity costs, and how to preserve terpenes. Yeah, man. So lots of information there, everybody. But we do have some listener mail to get to as well. We got some questions from Free Nugs. Are you ready for listener mail? Anything to add about this?
No.
No,
Ready
it's
for
good.
listener mail.
Sounds good. Let's go. Right, so we'll go with this one from Stash Nugs More first. He said, question for the show. How many of you utilize mycorrhizal? I'm saying that funny, I know. It's because it's spelled wrong. Mycorrhizal fungi. No, mycorrhizal fungi, that stuff.
Hmm.
And when and how do you do it? I apply it to the seeds when they're in wet paper towel. That way, I can be assured they get inoculated right as soon as the tap roots pop out. He like to include the saying there from Johnny said, "From there, I don't inoculate again, and initial planting or transplanting." I think that is. So my thinking is that I already inoculated at pop, so no need to do it again. Yeah, and I used to use this stuff called Great White. And probably heard of it. It's one of the
Yep.
most popular mycorrhizal fungi which you can use for popping seeds. And I did the same thing. I put some of this stuff on before popping them, and it killed the seeds. I think it killed the seeds anyway because they popped out. This is when I used to do paper towel method. Use the paper towel method, sprinkle some of the fucking Great White on there, and then wait for the taproots to come out. And the taproots come out and then just stopped as if they were shocked by the fungi. So that was concerning for me. I was always a little bit more cautious with it after that, and then I would just plant like I'd do the paper towel method, and then plant the seed into the cocoa with a little bit of mycorrhizae in there after that. You know what I mean? And then it wouldn't be so bad. But then I went on to use rhizotonic instead, which is it's similar kind of like root boost with some bacteria in it and things like that. So it's a little bit different from the mycorrhizal. I can't say that word today.
Mycorrhizal.
Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Dr. Margaret. Mycorrhizal. Yeah,
Is it
I don't
like
know.
what is
Sorry.
it? I've never
It's
heard of
it's just like
this.
a powder that
Oh,
you add, and it adds fungus. And then when the roots grow out, the fungus works with the roots to get it the right food that it wants.
oh, interesting.
And once it's in
Microbes and
there, then
beneficial bacteria. Isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Once it's in there, and it's in the grow medium, and it's getting water, then it can grow from there. So it's not like you need to keep adding it all the time because it's growing itself. It's producing it in its own time. And there's different types as well. There's different brands you can use, but they all essentially do the same thing. Just help the root zone stay optimal for when the roots are growing into it. Lots of different ways to use it. I would, like I said, I wouldn't use it with seed anymore, like popping seeds. But when the seeds go into the medium, then it's good to add it then, just because then the tap root's out and you're not going to shock it. But yeah,
Hmm.
look, you guys never use this then?
I have
Yeah,
not,
I
but it
do.
looks like my local grow shop carried it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I have to look
Billy,
into
you
that.
said you use it. Use Great White, do you?
Who?
Billy.
Oh,
Yeah, I use it. Yeah, I use it
You.
when I transplant, so it's quite good powder form as well.
Yep.
Which type? Great White.
No, I'm not sure what the
You're
name
not
of it.
sure what it
but
is, right?
yeah.
There's loads of different versions of it, and you just sprinkle
Yeah,
it in
I
there.
use Recharge.
Okay.
I use Recharge on mine, and again, when I'm transplanting like Billy, sprinkle it on the roots. Helps transplant shock.
Yeah.
And I water
Allegedly.
it in. Yeah, allegedly. And I water it in once every 2 weeks for up until week 6 of flower.
Marcus Paris in the chat said, I use Dino Myco.
I know, Myco. Yeah, that's another
that's
one.
the stuff I'm looking at right now at my local
Okay.
grow shop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah.
But I'm with Mackie. I don't use it on seeds. I use the Rhizotonic.
Mhm.
And while it's an early veg, I use Rhizotonic. I don't really start using Recharge until it's week 4 of veg, and then through to week 6 of flower.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, man, it's good to have this kind of stuff as well. Just a little bit of bacteria, the bennies, the beneficial
Yeah.
bacteria, and some fungi in the root zone. That can help, but it's more important in the soil and things like that. If you're getting a new soil and it needs some extra life added to it to get things kick-started, then cool. It's a little different in hydro. I mean, you can use it in hydroponic mediums like cocoa, soilless mediums, but, DWC and things like that wouldn't really be a great idea because the bacteria might go bad and start stinking up the place and frothing in your reservoirs and things like that. So be cautious of that.
Yeah, I don't put it in the res. I top water. I'm in cocoa
Yeah.
and I top water, and the reason I have to do it every 2 weeks is because I'm in cocoa. If it was in soil, it would promote that beneficial bacteria, and as I say, Billy will know. It gets all your beneficials rocking and rolling, and once they're going, you're laughing. But with cocoa, you've got to keep adding it in because it kind of gets used. If you know what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
it's not really for the micro for the bacteria and stuff. I'm sticking it in for all the other. It's got kelp, it's got molasses, it's got all sorts of extras that you can buy separately. That so it just all comes in one go, and it's like a compost. It's like a supercharged compost tea every 2 weeks from
Yeah.
you know.
That's it. It helps, man. It helps. Just one of
Just-
those many things you can add. I would just avoid using it on the seedlings, but if it's working for you, then roll with it, man. Go with it.
Yeah, man.
So it goes. But we got a question from this guy. First question sent into the show. This is John Colson here. He sent a message in. He said, "Hi HOHG panel. If I make up compost tea, can I jar it and store it? How long for? Asking for a friend." I wouldn't do it. I mean, once you've made the compost tea, use it in 24 hours and then get rid of it. I wouldn't put it in jars and refrigerate or anything like that. I don't know. And it starts to get dodgy really fast when it comes to compost teas. So, and of course, you want the air stone in there the whole time as well when you're just letting it sit there for about 24 hours. Air stone in there to make sure it's getting enough air. But if the air doesn't get in there, then it starts to get dodgy, man. You start to get some funky shit growing in there, which the plant won't be happy with. So, yeah, just make it and use it within 24 hours would be my advice. But, Billy, you're in living soil. You use the compost teas at all?
No, just because you shouldn't store it, so you have to use
Yeah.
it, and I don't. Yeah, so yeah, no, no. So no, I don't think you should store it. That'd be no, a big no.
Mm-hmm.
No, 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 no.
Yeah. 24 hours at most, and that's with an air stone in it, isn't it?
Did I say no?
No.
Yes.
Maybe.
No, yes, no.
What do you, Margaret, you ever used the compost tea like this?
No. But my mom used to make a lot of compost and manure teas back in the day because she was a huge gardener.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember her storing it ever either. And as soon as you said you have to have an air stone in it, I'm like, yeah, that's not a storage thing.
Yeah.
So once you take the air stone out, like you said, it's just going to get murky.
Yeah, it just starts to get bad. The
Yeah.
anaerobic bacteria.
And do you really want to
starts
put
setting
that in your fridge, like for someone to
in.
open it up and be like, what the fuck is this?
Buy a fridge just for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There
Strange.
goes all your cost savings.
And it really doesn't take that much to make it either. Just like a handful of compost in a couple of gallons of water and let it bubble with an air stone for 24 hours, and you can use it. And it's not like you would need to store it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so just make it, use it, and you're good to go. That's what I'm saying. Right, next one. We got one from Lobby Lobster. Hi on Homegrown. This is a little different. Brace yourselves for this. If you could bring back one thing from the 90s, what would it be? How dare you assume I'm from the 90s? Gosh.
We just did an episode on back in the day.
Raves.
True.
90s
back in
drugs,
the-
raves.
Oh, yeah.
There you
Damn.
go.
Would it be Salt
90s
Bar?
acid house parties.
Let's finish the question first.
Sorry.
But I agree,
jumping the
Billy.
gun
I
there.
think that was a
I'm
fucking
excited
good
about
one.
This one too.
I think that was a good one. The house parties we used to have back in the day must be completely different to what they are now, you know. But anyway, if you could bring back one thing from the 90s, what would it be? Would it be Soap Bar? Ha 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 ha. Wait, like, no, why not? Soap Bar's good. Also, do you think that Prince Charles smokes one? If I was him with that fuckwit of a brother Andrew, I definitely would. Allegedly. Sure, we covered an article on him growing it or using CBD or something. Also, do you think Jet 2 will eventually be helping with Trump keeping that isn't straight safe? Yes. To everything. There we go. I don't know, bring it back from the 90s. Just, I don't know, a sense of privacy would be nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there is something to that. That's
Yeah.
for sure. You just left the house and that was that.
That's right. I think we've just been
Yeah.
spoiled by smartphones and technology.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, back in the 90s, was just like the cusp before we started to just have all too much information, maybe. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or maybe not too much, just the readily available information that we have now. But yeah, raves back then were just a different level. I don't know because I don't do raves anymore. Because it's just, I don't know. You don't want to be gurning your face off and looking like a fucking fool in front of a camera, do you? No, you don't.
No, actually,
Oh.
I read something one time recently that they were saying that's why a lot of kids don't dance when they go to the bars now,
Mhm.
because there's always there's always someone recording something, some
Yeah.
shit somewhere.
Yeah.
Like you can't just go out and have a good time anymore without it being surveilled by your
Or just-
peers or by whatever, by Big Brother, by whatever.
Yeah, so privacy would be nice, a little bit of privacy or something.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but so many things from the 90s. The 90s was such a great time. Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I
Suppose you have to be
definitely
there.
100% bring my spine back from the 90s and put it in my back right now because my spine in the 90s was awesome.
Right.
You know, if you could go back and give yourself advice for like 20 years, what would you do? Lift with your knees, kid. Lift with your knees.
Yeah.
Wear earplugs.
And you'd be like, who's that weird old guy? Why does he stink of weed?
Make sure when you've got a 5-ounce lead on your fishing line that you take your bail arm off. That's anybody that goes fishing, they'll know exactly what I mean. That's how I started. That's how I put my back out originally. I was fishing. I went to cast a really heavy lead out, and I didn't take my bail arm off, which allows the lead to fly freely, and it ragged me and twisted my whole body. And I just felt a click, and then ever since that day, my back has never been the same, and it started
Jesus.
basically what I've got now. Been knock-on effect since then. So
Hmm.
yeah, fishing's supposed to be nice, peaceful, and it broke me. So
Wow.
yeah, I'd bring my spine back. Yeah, definitely, and raves, like you said.
Yeah.
Why not?
Spines, raves. Yeah, I don't know, man. So many things. So many things. But we do have it good at this current time as well. We have some great things. 2026 is a good year. Maybe. Yes. So, interesting question. With I think Prince Charles did have something to do with some cannabis growing at some point. Some CBD shit. I'm sure the Queen was trying to make a CBD drink. If I was in without fuck with brother, I definitely would. Yeah. What can you do? The whole family's a mess. Sure, we covered an article with Ingram CBD or something. Jet 2 holidays with the keeping the straight open. I have no idea. I'm not really paying too much attention to any of that shit because it's quite obvious that all of the news networks are lying. Doesn't matter which side politically they lead. They're all full of fucking shit, and they don't want to inform me anyway. They just want to make me afraid. So I'm not watching it. I don't fucking care. Watch straight. Watch straight. I don't give a shit. That's what I have to say about that. What do you think? You think Jet 2 Holiday is going to save the day there, Margaret?
I have my doubts. I just don't think Jet 2 is going to come through.
We'll wait and see. I've got
We'll have to
faith
wait and see.
in
I haven't heard mention of Jet 2 in a hot minute. So
Mackie's like, goddamn, freaking
God damn.
God damn it, lobby.
Yeah, thanks, Lobby. Brilliant.
Oh, well done, lobby.
Anything to add to that one, Billy? I know you do.
Not really. Carry on, really.
Okay. Let's prevent the flags. One from Hidden Leaf Homestead is the name. Have you made any use of lactobacillus, lactic acid bacteria labs? What was your experience like, and did you see good results? I have used it, have made it really easy to make. And I think there's a guide over on Posters on how to make it as well. And yeah, I mean, it's difficult to tell if it had a good result because I didn't do a side-by-side test of one with and one without, so I wouldn't know how the plant was growing anyway. But it didn't do anything bad. I mean, the plants were happy as they always were with a little bit of the lactobacillus in there. So yeah, use it. I wouldn't say don't use it. It's a nice cheap addition you can add to your grow room. Keep things happy. Anybody else use this lactobacillus?
no.
No, never.
Is this like
personally.
this? Some of that KNF stuff we were talking about recently?
Yeah. Essentially,
Yeah.
you get some rice and you rinse the rice. You keep the water from it because over the rice grains you got this lactic bacillic acid that breaks down lactose or something or sugars, and so you get all that off the surface of the rice. Or you can use the top of kefir or yogurt. That's usually
Right.
like it got a little bit of clear liquid on the top. You can pour that off, and that'll have a large amount of lactobacillus. You add that to milk, then you let it sit there for like 3 days while the milk and the curds and the whey separate, and then you drain off the liquid, keep the liquid, and just dilute that with like 1 to 1,000 parts water. So 1 milliliter into a liter of water, and you use that, and that's it. Really, that's lactobacillus. Really easy to use, cheap to use.
Yeah,
know?
when we did that episode on, I was like, I would like to try it.
Yeah, give it a shot. It's
Shot,
easy to
yeah.
do. It's easy to do. You just got to have
Yeah.
a place to put it.
I've also heard that Anne Lesby uses it because it's found in the human gastrointestinal and vaginal tracts.
Okay.
That's random.
Yeah, you'd be right there, actually.
Yeah, as well as fermented foods, soil, and the decomposing plant material. So yeah.
Yeah, when we had Clackamas Coot on the show, he
uses it as
mentioned
chin grease, I think.
What was that?
chin grease. Okay.
Chin grease.
Yeah, Clackamas Coot, he said you can use the top off kiffer. You know that drink you can get from like B&M and shit nowadays? That's got a lot more different types of bacteria in, not just lactobacillus. It has other types, so that's even more useful than using just the lactobacillus. Yeah, so give that a shot. But yes, haven't seen bad results with it, and most people recommend it, especially if you're growing organics, living soil, that kind of shit. You know, then definitely use it with that, because that's the kind of stuff that helps with those kinds of grows. You want to be using bacteria and fungi and adding that kind of stuff to your grow. But in hydro, not so much. But still, you can use it. The plant won't be disappointed. You know what I mean? So yeah, good shit. Make it, use it. It's pretty much free. So why not? You know what I mean? Give it a try. Make sure your plants enjoy it, and if they do, then keep using it. Nice. Free Nugs has got a question. Yeah, this is a really short question. Well done, Free Nugs. When mixing liquid newts, what order do you mix? Pretty easy. I think that was about 40 characters. So
Yeah, you did it.
You did it.
You did it. You see, wasn't that easy, Free Nugs? There you go. Well done. There should be bling for that. You know,
It should be bling. 40 character question bling. We like
right.
that.
So when I used to mix my newts, I would, if I was using the silicon or silica, whichever type goes with plants, I always pronounce it incorrectly. You put that in first and then give a good stir. Make sure it's properly mixed into the water, because if you add it last, then it reacts with shit and gets all cloudy. So you add that first and make sure it's all properly dissolved in. Some people would add it, stir the water, and then wait an hour before you actually use it to make sure it's properly dispersed. But yeah, so that would go in first, and then it would be A and B. The shit using, you know, whichever nutrient it is, there'll be two parts, A and B. A first, then B. Give it a good stir, and then I'll add a CalMag after that. Well, no, unless I'm adding PK, because if PK is added, that goes after the A and B. CalMag would go last. That's the way I do it. And just make sure you're stirring things well in between, because sometimes things can calcify if you mix them together too quickly. And don't use pH up and pH down together. Yeah, just mix the nutrients, because that can really fuck shit up too. Yeah, so that's how I do mine. What about you, Billy? Live in soil.
Yeah, what you said.
Yeah, that's it really. You just add water. You know what I mean? But you as cocoa grower, Smee, how do you mix your nutrients?
Very similar to you. I like to let my silica sit for 24 hours before I add my CalMag next, then A and B. I was reading an article that silica takes a while to get into the water stream, and if you start adding other stuff with it, it takes even longer. So it's easy for me because I'm in tap, I need to let that sit out for a while anyway. And I use a bit of tap safe too. But yeah, other than that, exactly the same way. A, B, Rhizotonic, PK next if I'm using a PK week, and then after that, my boosts and my flavors. After all that's said and done, pH. That's it done, as you said.
Everybody's complaining in the chat. Oh, Mackie, you missed poor Vikings question. Vikings question me. What are you going on about here? What the fuck are you talking about? I didn't see no Vikings question. Which question? Smee, you're in this in the chat going on. I'm asking you.
I just asked him, what did Mackie miss a question of yours, mate? And he's put, no, I only ask once. And I think he missed one of his questions a while back.
Oh, and he's being a princess about it. Oh, oh, poor Viking. You check the Discord, yes, but you see, after a certain time when I have to set up the show, I'm not checking the Discord. So I don't know if it was like today after 4 o'clock. Then yeah, of course I haven't seen it. I'll go and check now. And tell you why I'm not reading it out. I don't even see a question in there. What the fuck, Crow Mag? Lord Monty, that's the 6th to the 3rd. There's not even any question here from Viking. Jesus, I'm scrolling back months now and there's nothing there from Viking. Was it in
You're
the
saying it
listener
was
mail
months back.
section? It was
I'm just
months back.
checking that now.
And you're still being a princess about it, Viking.
An
Jesus.
important question.
And not so important that he wants to mention it again. But, you know, same thing applies though. You got to make sure that it's there at the correct time for me to read it. If it's already showtime, I'm not going to go back and read it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So essentially,
Yeah.
Viking, this is your fault, not mine. All right.
Free Nugs went through a spell of that as well, I think.
Free Nugs went
Getting-
through a spell of what? He's
Getting
never
the-
spelled anything properly.
No, that's me. Free Nugs
Uh,
went through a spell of getting his questions in late, I think.
Yeah, that's it. 'Cause I have to set up the show as well. So it's like like an hour before the show ends. Maybe even 2 hours before that, because I usually walk my dogs and stuff beforehand. I'm not checking for listener mail questions. I'll put the post up, collect what questions there are, then add them to the show notes. But if it's too late, then it just doesn't get added because I don't see it. I mean, just don't use.
Yeah.
No, I do. There's questions from Discord all the time in here as well. It's not like I just missed Discord. We do see Discord questions sometimes, but yeah, mainly from the forum. But there we go, Viking. That's why your question wasn't read out. All right. Varga, have you heard of any other signs of variegation and so on? From Varkdog, question: have you heard that any sign of a variegation is a sign of HLVD, hop latent viral disease? Not likely you've got it, to be honest, mate. That's it's one of those things that went around for a while and everybody thought they had hop latent viroid and nobody really did. It's just everybody gets extra paranoid. So I don't know. I don't know what you mean by sign of variegation is a sign of HLVD. I don't know. More likely to be a magnesium deficiency, bro. Yeah. But, you know, pictures help with that kind of thing. But I'm skipping the question here. Got one more question. Did we have anything to add there on Free Nugs' question about mixing newts? What order to
Nah.
mix? I think that was all done, right?
Nice and simple.
Nice. Nice one, Free Nugs. Filmy Bold. What's going on, bro? Hope you're not working too hard. This guy just works hard every single fucking day. Doesn't get a break. But he sends in a question here. Growing cannabis, we all learn from our mistakes. But is it really a mistake if we learned from it? I believe my stoner brain just turned off because of this question. That's what he said in the chat. Yeah. So is it really a mistake, more a philosophical question? What do you think, Margaret?
It is an interesting question. I mean, I guess you could argue that no, it's not really a mistake because you learn from it and you don't do it again. You wouldn't have learned from it if you hadn't made the mistake.
Yeah.
So it becomes
Every
useful
day's a school
information.
day.
Right.
Mhm.
Becomes useful information that you can use moving forward. So no.
It's just a learning curve, isn't it?
Right.
That's what it is.
Yes. The learning curve.
This is how you learn things, by a series of mistakes. Some people can learn from their own mistakes. Some people can learn from other people's. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Try and just learn from everybody else's mistake and try not to make them for yourself. But if you do make them, yeah, it's difficult to say, are they really mistakes if we learn from them? I don't know, man. That's too philosophical for me. I think that's your own decision. What do you think here, Billy? What do you think about this one?
Yeah, it's a mistake, but you learnt from it. So it's both.
Yeah. That's right. Semantics, really. Arguing about the definition of a word. Is it
I'd
really a
say-
mistake? Yeah.
I'd say it was only a mistake if you made it twice,
Oh,
Mm.
yeah.
because
Mhm.
then you're not learning, are you? You know. So if you learn from
Yeah.
it, awesome. But if you make it twice, then yeah, you've made a mistake, and you need to try and get help with that. Maybe jump onto Percy's and.
That's right, man. Because we got lots of growers over there who've already made shitloads of mistakes, and you can learn from all of those. Because that's how it goes, man. Just come and ask people for advice. And try and get it all figured
yeah,
out.
you're right. We make mistakes for all sorts of things. Sometimes you make a mistake for not knowing what you're doing, and sometimes you make a mistake because you're too lazy to get off your ass that day and get it done.
Mhm.
So you know, the mistakes are yeah, like as you
It's all
said,
part of the learning process.
part of the learning.
Yeah, man. That's all the questions, though. Apart from Vikings' question that was asked a few months ago that he doesn't want to tell us about now. But that's fine. That's fine, Viking. But yeah, thanks for all the questions, everybody. And of course, if you have questions, make sure you send them in to us. There's lots of different ways to do it. Isn't that right, everybody? Like over on the Discord on a Sunday. Make sure on a Sunday, you'll see me put up a little sign at everyone. Do you have any questions for this week? That's an appropriate time to post some questions underneath there. You got a few hours after I post that. Then I won't miss them. But if you're dropping on there on a random Tuesday, then I might not see it. You know what I'm saying?
So it's got to be in a specific window.
That
of
would be
time.
ideal. It doesn't have to be.
Right.
It's just that the chances of success increase if you drop them at the right time.
Right. Is there a way that that window could be extended just a bit? Like a big giant Q in front of the question?
Yeah, that always helps. Big Q.
Or a all
got a-
caps question?
There's
colon,
a
and then-
section on the forum, and there's a section in Discord that says listener mail, listener questions, listener mail.
Yeah.
So if it goes in there, then it's a question. But some people tend to get a bit off topic in there, so sometimes you don't know what question is and what a question isn't. But a big Q would be better, Margaret. You're absolutely right. Put a big Q in front of it.
There you go. Or a
And
big
then-
question in all caps.
That's right. Yeah,
and
man.
in the
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on the forum, there's Listener Mail 2.0. There's a whole thread. You can add questions over there.
Mhm.
Yeah, and if it's on the Sunday, because I look at the dates and stuff, then yeah, I add it. It's just if you get it at the wrong time, like if you're putting something up 10 minutes before the show's going to start, I'm not going to see that because I'm focusing on setting up the show. Timing is important.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, so just it'll increase your chances of getting seen if it's put up at the right time. But there we go. So anything to add? Ready for the outro?
Yeah.
Let's do it then. Fading music professionally like this. Beautiful. Gosh. So professional. Yeah, so there we go, everybody. Hit the like button, subscribe, and all that. Go sign up over at Percy'sGrowroom.com if you haven't done that already. But I think that's just about everything. Go and check out Bite Me, the show about edibles as well. And make sure you make yourself some edibles. Summertime's
Yes.
coming up. That means
Hell
lots of
yeah.
picnics, barbecues, shit like that. You want to be able to
Can't
enjoy
wait.
some nice Oh, yeah, it's so much. Man, we had some social get-together with the chess club. So no chess, just drinking beers. And it's like, everybody just drinking loads of alcohol, getting really drunk. And I enjoy drinking, but I don't like getting drunk. That's not for me. I just enjoy the flavour of some of the delicious beers and whiskies I drink, right? But I just want to say to them, I'm like, summertime, we'll have barbecue, we'll do some lemon tech.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, what's lemon tech? And I have to explain, it's magic mushrooms. And how many people in a chess club are going to be like, fuck yeah, let's do some shrooms and a barbecue. But that's my ideal afternoon, man. Jesus.
You could
Wow.
expand their minds. Let them know.
I will at some point. I will. I'll be like, take a sip of this.
Yeah.
Before the
what's the
match,
worst that could
drink
happen?
this. That would be fucking awesome. But yeah, of course you have to inform them properly.
Yes, you
man-
really ought to.
That's what I'm looking forward to with the summertime. As it gets warmer, you can just relax outside and not get cold. So you can just have a little bit of lemon tech, some mushrooms some afternoon,
So
just
nice.
chilling in the sun. Oh man, it's the best time
Yeah.
of year. God damn, it's the most wonderful time.
For real.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, actually.
Actually.
Yeah, it's a good show. Random tangent there on the end, everybody. Just get yourself ready, man. Summertime's coming.
Yep,
Yeah,
get those
yeah.
infused oils and marinades on that barbecue. And let's
Mhm.
go. That's what I'll be
Beautiful.
doing.
Summertime is coming. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll catch you
Oh,
on
yeah.
the next one. Stay high, stay safe, and all that. Everybody wave. Goodbye.
Bye. Have a good week.
Waving and shit. Rubbing fire.